What's up, bro? And a beardless vocal tear, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Guy, okay, so...
I wanted to look 16. I wanted to look 16.
Mission
really
accomplished.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, usually I'm not getting ID'd enough in life. I need to get reminded of the fact that I'm younger than, you know, half the population.
Veronica saw me and she was like, what, are you getting a corporate job or what?
Seriously, bro. Bro, this is our first show together. We could have been like Beard Brothers.
No, bearded and beardlet, or beardlet.
Bearded
whatever,
and beardless,
one of the
like, come on, man. Like, this is our thing, and you went and ruined it for us, whatever. But nonetheless, making up for your lack of beard is the 1-3 Veronica and Friends.
Absolutely.
And Jesus Christ, have you been out there? Holy.
Yeah, I've been hearing them yell and.
Oh my God.
I
mean, so we all know the 1-3 Veronica Friends is. It's 1-3, but it's like 1-3, 1 million.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Unlimited.
Unlimited Holdem. It's a 2-bottle minimum, seemingly, as they play through the night. There are no rules. The first rule is there is no rules.
Yeah.
And all hell ensues.
First rule is drink wine. Second rule, there is no rules.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane. The lineup is Cracker Jacks. This is a real gem. Veronica really put together
absolutely no joke.
An absolute gem of a lineup here.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. What a mess. How's it been going, man? How you doing?
Good. See, I'm even beardless right there.
Beardless. Jesus Christ.
It's like Legolas, but without a beard instead of a leg.
Yeah.
So,
I thought about that. Without further ado, let's get down to the table and take a walk on the wild side. Shout out to all the regs in the chat. We got Watt Bryce, Suited Aces, Pocket Abes, Canadian Shooter, Moobot, Viscount01.
Moobot.
Making a triumphant return in NC1, Michael Postle. What is this guy not crushing? See, he comes on the stream, he crushes cash, 1-3, 10-20, 2-5, all the best. God, you're good to me. God, you're good. Hammers, final tables every tournament, seems like we have here at Stones.
Absolutely.
Problems to his left. Frank the Tank. Frank, if there's a man with no range and no emotion, or fearlessness, it is Frank.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
And collusion at table 11. Veronica has position on Frank, nonetheless. Oh, look at that. That is a very genuine Veronica picture.
You said problems to Mike's left, but I'm pretty sure problems like all the way around to his left.
Happy birthday to the Wizard of Oz. Azan with position on Veronica, Frank, and Mike. Good for him. Running good in life. Seat 5, Alicia. If you've never played with Alicia, you are missing out on life. More personality that she knows what to deal with. Can dish it as well as she can take it. It's wonderful. And to her left is her husband, Ed. Ducky's gonna kill me for saying that.
I was like, what?
Ed is in the game. Ed is having a good time. Ed is like mounting on some food. I've never played with Ed before.
Ed is a shooter.
Ed's a shooter, really?
Ed is a shooter.
I like that. Speaking of shooters, Gina. Oh my God. One of my favorite humans in all of poker.
Yeah.
Gina, like I said, she's got like that whole like thing like Frank's going on like I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna mess around with me. Nothing. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna blast you off. And she's got personality to boot. Crusher of all crushers. Someone who might give Harlan a run, Mike P a run for his money for success here on Stones. Harlan.
Look at that pot in front of him.
Harlan has killed and crushed any game and every game that has stood in front of him. Who let him in a 1-3 game? Like, is it even fair?
No.
In seat 9, Jake. Jacob, I'm sorry, didn't know that we're going by our Christian names here now. Jake in seat 9. I'm getting to know Jake a lot better now. I've seen him around the poker room, hadn't played a lot of hands with him.
He's been he's been around.
Getting to know him a little bit better now, and Jake's pretty solid poker player. I got very fortunate in a hand with him the other day. I went for like 400 or 500 bigs. It was pretty good.
You got to know his chips too.
I got to know his chips. I'm sure he was coming for some retribution. Racing guy, 8933, Fat Train. What's going on, kids?
What's up, guys? Everybody's here. All the huge.
This lineup is trouble.
This lineup is the best. I can't even. Okay, so getting back to Ed. So the only time I've ever seen Ed play at a table, Gina is also at the table, and they are the two that are playing every single hand.
I believe it. Ed and Gina, from what I understand or what I've been told, do feed off each other and are just kind of like really just kind of going after each other's chips. They are the odd couple, the married couple. it's going to cause problems. So 1-3, we expect straddles to be in full effect here tonight.
Looks like there's a $10 straddle in this hand.
Yeah, we're already, it's 1-3-10 already. Snow 51 Rum, what's going on? MGX Web, hey.
What's up, Train?
Harlan decides to limp in the deuces from early position. I think it's fine in this game. A game that's going to see a lot of just like completely just absurd splashiness going on. You can probably get away with open limping in a game like this. As much as I am condemn open limping, in a game that's as
So
abstract as this, you can probably get away with it.
Yeah.
And Ozzy's going to go right after the pot. Ace 4 on the button makes it 61 to go. Gina's going to complete the straddle with the King 10. Now, if you're going to limp in deuces under the gun, you got to expect at some point someone's going to open up the pot. So you can't fold over Harlan. He does call. And Frank has never seen two cards that he didn't see had potential. Shaking his head as he is.
Graphics may be wrong, but they're not.
And we're 4-way. 1-3, and there's 250 in the pot going to the flop. 4 ways.
And when do you ever see a Zon play Ace 4 offsuit for $51 pre-flop?
There's the
This game.
Yeah, this game. And this game only. Look at it. Ozzy's getting crowded. Guys, you're not helping me think. You're not helping me think here. Flop comes Queen 10-3, 2 hearts. Frank hits a lot of top pair. Gina is going to lead out with a pair of 10s from the straddle. Jesus.
Oh yeah, I was actually there for this hand. I was right. See, those are my shoes.
Gina
I'm in two
leads,
places at once.
It's like the Matrix. Gina leads 150. They're not even going to give Ozzy the courtesy of a continuation bet. Oh, no, he does. I'm sorry. Ozzy bet 150 and got looked up twice. Turn 9 of hearts.
Frank's got 2 pair now.
It does complete hearts. The board is possible straight out there as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this checks through. No, Gina's going to stuff it. So Gina picks up a gut shot straight draw to go along. She's going to rep hearts here and stuff it.
This is basically what Gina does, right? She finds spots to put chips in.
Jesus Christ. Frank calls.
He calls. The
Azan,
one chip call.
Azan somehow finds a fold, drawing dead.
There's a 4th heart.
Oh my god, and Gina Rivers a better 2 pair.
Oh my
Kings
god.
and 10s.
Nobody has a heart, but Gina hits 2 pair. No way.
Lock the doors.
What in the world?
Live poker's rigged. Port wine, what is going on?
Stone's Live. This is how the first hand of Stone's Live always goes.
I'm telling you. So, if you're gonna play in this game, you cannot be scared.
No, absolutely.
Okay, it's 1-3. It's a friendly game, but it's kind of friendly to like we're gonna make you like our friends like to make each other uncomfortable and like we like
give each other wine.
give each other wine, take each other's money.
Yeah.
You know,
Make you go to the ATM a couple of times.
Those are kind of those are real friends. Real friends. Just bet and your cards will come. Dice Gone Funny 22. Welcome to the stream. Hiya.
Check out Veronica's Snapchat for a true interactive experience.
For those of you not following Veronica on Snapchat, you are missing out. You can get the madness live, unfiltered, from the table.
I imagine that's how the Bloggers game was. I watched like the pre-recorded and like I saw they had like cameras at the table.
Right.
I was like, that'd be kind of cool to have like everybody's
Have it all up.
Everybody's cameras up and like getting the different angles all at once. That'd be pretty cool. Everybody's perspective.
This game. So it's a 1-3. When a 1-3 game starts here at Stone's, as you know, it's 60 to 500 to start, or so you can start anywhere from 60 to 500 max to start. But then it plays table stakes, and you already see how deep this game already is. I mean, Azan's got like 1,400 and change there. Harlan's got a stack of chips. It seems like everyone's got a stack of green chips in front of them, just about.
Yeah.
I mean, this game, the 1-3 game here, can get very deep very quick, and this game in particular, I would expect, and we've already seen to get very big, very deep, very quick.
Yeah, so they play about an hour before we actually start the stream. So in that hour, I mean, I'm sure people got stacked, people rebought.
I'm just hoping that one of those persons was a Veronica at some point. So it's a $7 straddle.
It seems like she always brings these guys in and then profits from them. You notice that?
She's funding her own show.
She pays her friends off to come in here, and then she gets it all back at the table.
You know, you gotta be good to people. Frank stands a chance to get a little bit back here. Frank flops bottom set on 6-7 deuce. Does anyone have anything to play with him? Ed's leading here with the 9-10 of hearts. Ed's got gears. Ed's got gears, but Frank's got cards. And that might cause problems.
Look at that flop. Deuce for Frank.
Was this a bomb pot? How did everyone get into this?
I think it was a bomb pot.
Gorilla Gunner, what's going on?
But what can they pot? They're doing like a $5 bomb pot only, or?
Hearts run out, and Ed makes a flush? No. Did I miss see that?
I don't know. There's a king.
No.
Graphics catching up. I saw 2 kings on the board, so Frank had a full house. There we go. Chips are flying already. Veronica
Frank.
just hit Ozzy's stack over.
Those two.
So Frank puts in two 100 stacks sideways, so they're not in stacks. And then Veronica knocks Ozzy's stack over. So, so hopefully the chips are straight, right?
Oh my goodness, this game.
It's just beginning too.
It's Wine Wednesday. This has got like all the makings of like a very good, very bad time.
You can see all the glasses, glass, wine bottle, lots of waters. Servers are making sure they stay hydrated.
It's gonna matter.
It is.
I've never seen Jake drunk in seat 9.
I don't believe I have either.
Every other customer at this table, I can testify that I've seen them, over the edge a little bit. Jake seems so calm, so collected, so reserved. I know for a fact this is his first 1-3 Veronica and Friends game. I don't know if he's ready for all this. I mean, we might just find out something about him that we didn't know before.
Yeah, right. We found out a lot about people in the last Veronica Friends, the all-girls game.
Oh, man.
Found out a lot about people in that game.
Zon's going to go ahead and open up the King 5 suited. It looks like a $9 straddle. And Zon's going to open to 30. It's reasonable. It's a V straddle. All right, Jake came to play. Jake put in the V straddle.
That's not a true V straddle though. V straddle has to be all red chips, right?
No, you can do
No,
whatever
it
you
doesn't
want.
have to be? Okay.
No.
I didn't know the rules.
And Jake will make the call with a 9-8 of diamonds. Gina calls as well with the King Queen. Flop comes Jack 8-3. Jake catches the only pair. Jacob, I'm sorry, he's officially official tonight.
Officially official.
Ozzy tries to pick up the pot here, bets 35. Gina is not done with the King Queen, and Jake's going to overcall with backdoor diamonds and his pair of eights.
Deck is
This
not
should
cooperating.
check through. It does. Deuce of clubs comes off on the river.
Doesn't change much.
And Ozzy would really have to step out here to try to pick up this pot. If he was heads up, he might try to get one of them to blast one of them off an 8. Although it's gonna be harder to do heads up. I think at this point we just concede the pot, and Jake's gonna be very happy to table his pair of 8s here.
Yeah.
And he's thinking, God, how have I not played this game before?
$200 pot just like that. Check, 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 turn river. $200 pot.
It's an easy game.
Harlan's picking off people's food.
So we always talk about how big the 1-3 can get here at Stone, how well people can play. Were you here Monday night?
I was not. I was watching from home, though. I watched a little bit from home.
It wasn't a string game. Monday night,
okay.
Off screen.
No, I wasn't here.
Table 6 by the bar. The effective stack, small stack was like the
I heard about that. I heard about that. This guy was there.
That guy was there. Speaking of the devil, the smallest stack in someone had like I think 2K was like the
smallest
was
stack.
the shortest stack in the 1-3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. I just heard stories.
That game,
That's all I heard.
That game got real. I mean, there was a couple 6K pots played at 1-3 here at Stones.
That's crazy.
Just your average Monday night game here.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, right? It's a Monday night,
It's
not
a
even
random Monday night, yeah.
a weekend game.
Nothing special, just a little poker going on. Azan opens up the pot, makes it 50 to go with the Queen Jack of Diamonds. Gina will call with her 2 quad draws.
Double suited. Double suited.
Double suited. She is double suited.
Ozzy's still ahead with Queen High. Has that open-ended straight draw as well. Gina's thinking about putting some money in this pot. I mean, what else do you do with that hand?
The problem is, I mean, this is a board like Gina could float on and try to steal it on the turn, but the problem is a lot of the cards that she would try to steal with on the turn are actually going to hit Ozzy as well. Or you mean the kind of hands that Ozzy's going to open with there?
So what was she thinking about there? Was she thinking about, can I steal this pot here?
If she's gonna take it away, she'll probably have to take it away like right there.
Yeah.
And just hope that Ozzy has a hand like Ace Jack, King Queen, something like that completely missed, and that she can just bludgeon and take it away. I think floating and then taking away on the turn might be a little bit more risky because I mean, if you try to like raise the turn, if the turn bricks and then you try to raise, you're really representing that you made like a really strong hand on the flop. Then if you raise the turn, if Ozzy double barrels, and that's just so much harder to make like good hands like that. Azan raising every pot.
I was gonna say, this is the first stream I've ever seen where he's raising every pot.
His MO normally he goes card dead, right? And it's kind of what we expect out of Ozzy.
We expect him to be card dead a little bit.
It's open to 35. Harlan calls with a 4-3 off. Frank called as well with 5-3, and Ace King 8. Ozzy hits his pair of kings to the backdoor flush draw. Harlan bricks, as does Frank.
I think it's kind of easy to win a pot against 4 high and 5 high.
But Harlan's got position. I don't think Ozzy can fold yet. Bet is 80.
Another 8.
It's going to take 2 streaks of aggression here for Harlan to take down this pot. And speaking of 2 streaks of aggression,
125, it looks like you bet. Thought he was going to bet something in the 150 range, and it takes it down.
Takes it down. The problem is there, even if Ozzy thinks that there's a certain percentage of time that he is ahead of Harlan, because we know that Harlan is capable of bluffing there. The problem with Harlan being capable of bluffing there is that Harlan's capable of also firing river. So if we're calling turn, we're also kind of having to prepare ourselves to like call a bet on the river, and Harlan's very capable of that. Yeah.
Harlan is very capable of
a lot
of chips in a bluff too. It gets expensive, even if you know 95% of the time you're good there. It's still hard to call all those chips. You know?
Yeah, because you're not just calling one street; it's a second street. It's a good bet by Harlan. Good play in position. Position matters, kids. $10 straddle is on 1, 3, 10 to go. Jacob opens the 25 with the king 8. Veronica defends the straddle with the queen deuce suited. I think it's fine.
Kind of a tournament move, raising with that hand on the button, right?
We're going to open up a lot of hands on the button. But I tend to agree with you. I mean, king 8 off. I mean, we're opening so many hands in theory on the button anyway that, I mean, you really need to be mixing in more bluffs with a king 8 offsuit. I would argue not. Unless you think that you're just counting on the person that's going to defend the straddle is going to defend. You just want to play pots against the person in the straddle who you think you can just outplay with your position. After
look at those chip stacks. 1.7, 1.4, 1.3, 1.3. This game starts as a 500 max. And we're like, what? An hour and a half in? They've been playing for only an hour and a half, roughly, and
it gets big quick. So this count 0-1, and yeah, wow, she got in full. I am surprised that Jake folded there. So when we open king 8 and flop an 8, and we check back there, we're checking back because we do have some showdown value there with our pair of 8s. And against a player like Veronica, I think it's a little passive possibly to be folding to one turn bet. I mean, the turn was an undercard to our 8, right?
I believe
it was
so.
Ace,
yeah.
8, 7, turn 6.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then she led. Veronica, I mean, once you show any kind of sign of weakness, Veronica's going to tend to like, pounce on it. Mm-hmm. If we're checking back a pair of 8s, I think we probably should be calling the turn when the turn card comes 6. But once again, this is Jake's first go at Veronica and Friends.
Yeah, he's still learning the table for sure.
Bricklebink, Jake and Azan going to crush these fools. Long term, that's where my money would be as well. Jake and Ozzy.
Yeah.
Queen, I'm sorry, 10-4 deuce, 2 clubs.
Mike
Frank with the
middle
king
pair.
queen. Mike puts out a bet. So somehow Mike ended up in his hand with the jack 4. So there's a lot of history between Mike and Frank. They are 2 peas in a pod. Every card room in town, they've got mixed up in an inn. On this stream, we've seen them take some relatively absurd hands like Jack 4 and the like to the wall against each other. These guys love to do nothing more than to level each other, and he knows that I know that you know, and just completely smash it up.
Mike takes it down.
I think you're going to see a lot of this. Mike, Postle, Frank mixing it up. It's going to get disastrous. I want to say, I forget the hand.
They're right next to each other.
Was it Jack 4, Jack 6, or something like that? That Mike like 5-bet shoved on Frank into his queens. It was another Veronica.
I don't know about that.
I want to say it was another Veronica and Friends game, but Mike like 5-bet shoved like, I mean, a clunker like that.
Wow.
And Frank had the queens.
Yeah.
And Mike turned 2-bet. I mean, it was all in pre.
Yeah.
It was an absolute disaster of a hand.
Wow.
But I mean, that's the kind of like
I
hey,
don't think
these guys are
everyone's
just gonna like have whatever here.
That's crazy.
What generally ends up happening is as they're trying to like play with each other, someone else gets like sucked up or caught into the mix.
Yeah.
So I'm trying
it may or may not be a benefit to them to get mixed up into it.
Sometimes when guys are going at it like that, your best bet is just gonna like step back and like, all right, guys, like finish each other off, and then we'll see what happens next time.
I'll wait for you to put away the rulers.
Alicia flops the best of it on Jack 8 deuce. Gina also
and
hits.
Alicia with top pair.
Alicia is gonna bet.
Gina's calling. Ooh.
Interesting guard here. Alicia makes 2 pair, but Gina does pick up an inside straight draw. It might just keep her in the pot. I think raising's nuts here. I think she is just gonna call, yeah.
Yeah.
And Edward H. Your 1-3 open.
King ball.
Oh, I thought for some reason I was thinking that was her straight for a second.
That's gonna slow it down.
King is definitely gonna slow it down.
Gina, perhaps sensing that she's no good here, is gonna cut out a bluff.
195 was the verbal on that. This is gonna be a tough. This is gonna be a tough decision.
We lose to the King Jack. We lose to the 9-10.
I'm pretty sure I call this. I just don't like it. I do not like calling there.
We gotta expect. Most of her 1-pair hands, she'd be content checking back.
Yeah,
It's not an easy call at all.
No, it's not.
Alicia does make the call. Wow, good call.
Yeah,
Seat 8 gets the
that's a
best
tough one for sure.
gangster garb award. The way that hand plays out when Alicia checks here, I actually don't mind what Gina does there at all. I mean, she obviously recognizes that she's behind, that she can't win at showdown. And then if Alicia's checking there, she's probably somewhat intimidated by that king coming off.
Yeah, that's a really good bet. You're getting ace jack to fold for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you got to expect we're going to fold out all the 1-pair hands, and like I said, it's hard for the 2-pair hands to even call off there, because, and you know, as if you're sitting there, Alicia, you expect all Gina's 1-pair hands to just check back and like show it down and like say okay or good here.
Yeah.
Most players don't have the guts to actually like pull off like little bluffs like that when they have showdown value. Most players, you know, the only time they bluff river is when they brick out their straight or flush draw, and they feel some sort of some desperation. You give players, especially at the 1-3 level, not that Gina's custom only playing 1-3, but players generally at these levels especially, when you give someone to showdown value and they're so happy to just like check it back.
Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, cool,
Okay,
I get there for
showdown,
free,
and sometimes I win. I hope you have ace king, or that whatever.
Yeah, but in that case, she definitely thought that she was behind.
And now Alicia, not even done stacking chips, picks up the aces.
Still trying to stack her chips, looks down. That's
not the best feeling, isn't it?
Obviously, you love that feeling, but like I almost get overwhelmed if I see 8. I'm like, oh shit. Like, looks like she make it 65.
Poker boss.
Uh-oh.
What is going on? Ed picking up the king queen suited in the straddle.
Is he gonna fold this?
Beautiful hand to wake up with in the straddle, but now he's facing a 3-bet from Alicia, who does not have your reputation for playing loose. He does have position, and the game's playing pretty reckless, pretty fast. Mind you, Mike's the one who opened. So he
can have anything.
You see, and he does. So if Mike can have anything, and Frank calls, and Frank can have anything, and then Alicia can be 3-betting pretty wide, and we do have position. So I don't think King Queen is the worst call here. I mean, we can see the card. Alicia has aces, and he's like doomed.
Ooh.
And now he's in trouble.
Wow.
Mike's got an inside strike draw to backdoor flush draw. Mike might put some chips in here.
And this is the exact reason why King Queen is tough to have in this spot, because Alicia could have ace king. She could have aces. She does have aces.
Alicia checks. Trying to get someone to bet.
And the 2 action players that have position don't bet.
Like really?
She was really banking on that too.
Like, I'm gonna get one of these fools to put some money in.
She's like, all right. And this has to set off some bells for those guys, right? Mike's thinking, okay, she's got a huge hand.
We have to call for Ed. We don't love it. But after the flop check through, it's just a little too passive to be folding here. Bet is 170. He does make the call. And Ed's gonna need some help. That's not it.
That doesn't help.
Now, if you're Alicia, there's nothing Ed is cold calling with, cold calling a 3-bet with that has a 7 in it. He's never cold calling a 3-bet with ace 7, so we don't got to worry about him here. You know, sometimes he picks up a flush draw on the turn that now bricked. Most of the time he's gonna have, you know, some king X hands. She bets, he calls.
And he's gonna see the bad news.
Free money here at Stones. Brett and Cal, what's going on? Aces hold. I don't even know that person.
What?
People walking by the booth, you know.
I'm laughing at what Alicia just said. She said something about her nipple. I don't know. Only at Stones, I think.
You may never know. Trav G, what's going on? Look at Veronica's face.
I can't. It's not facing the camera.
Edward H. will be 1-2.
Yeah, Alicia, Alicia is really fun to play with. I actually had the opportunity to play with her, I think, a couple of times even.
Yeah.
And bomb pot.
Bomb
Dealer
pots.
change.
Bomb pots are the best thing that ever happened in poker.
I think I heard 20. I think they're doing 20.
Looks like a $20 bomb pot. Every player puts in 20. Everyone sees a flop, and then all hell breaks loose. Then it's betting as usual. No one has a range. Everyone's just got, you know, random cards here.
Yeah, there's no pre-flop betting. It just goes straight to the flop.
To flop, which, like I said, it creates. I mean, it doesn't just create action because everyone sees the flop, but it's just you can't. And once again, everyone's got every 2-pair combination, every 1-pair combination.
It creates
everything's
havoc.
in play here. You can never like, oh, he would never have a 7 here. Because
Yeah.
yes, he can.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
you
can
never
always have a 7 here.
Yeah.
Jacob gets the bad news with his 10s. Looks like Gina has the best of it. Ace 8.
She's gonna fire.
Veronica has a flush draw.
I don't think but she's not deep enough to call here though. The problem, and she has no fold equity as she shoves. Gina bet 200 with a pair of aces, and Veronica's only got like what? It's like 5 back.
About 5.
It's a disciplined fold. It's the right fold by Veronica. She knows it. She hates playing good. She hates
You can see it on her face. She's like,
so disappointed. She wants to wail off so hard, and she's just not.
folding four spades there with a bombed pot is just it's so hard.
Ed's my new favorite human. Ed is calling.
Here he goes.
This with a gut shot.
See what I said?
Shot.
See what I said?
Oh my god. Oh, Gina talks him out of it.
Yeah,
Shakes loose an ace.
they're good friends for sure.
Ed and Gina, the odd couple. Oh my goodness. Veronica does. Her natural instinct is to just like completely blast off,
Right?
but every now and then she's like, okay, like she is capable of playing very, very, very well when she wants to.
Yeah.
The problem is, who the hell ever wants to play by the rules?
Nobody.
That's no fun. That is not sexy. We don't want to do that.
So Gina turns to Ed and says, "You can take my money all you want, but I don't want to take yours."
Straddle's on. Frank's got a turret, and I like it.
I don't think you're gonna get me to sing tonight.
Ramal
I just have
725.
coffee in my system. I don't have any like booze.
Mike opens at 30. Veronica picks up the kings.
And she gets to
90.
see this hand because of her disciplined fold.
Good job, V. Ed. Get him, baby. Cold
Ed
calling.
with king crackers.
Cold calling the 3-bet here with a 6-5 suited. Ed, where have you been all my life?
Has Mike not had a real hand yet, or is he just not?
Mike
open
doesn't
with
get real hands. That would not be fair to the rest of poker if Mike actually had real hands to work with.
It's like a handicap.
Mike said, well, I can't fold now.
That sounded just like him, actually. Well, I can't fold now.
And Mike's gonna flop top two.
Goodness.
Inside straight draw for
What was
Ed.
that old saying? Bingo, bango.
Oh my god.
The old seat number 1. Mike P.
It's 281 in the pot. Veronica's gonna get an awkward stack size to work with here versus, I mean,
Yeah.
with 408 back. I mean, and she has a stack pot ratio of like 1.3. She does bet 175.
Mike just puts her all in here, I think.
Yeah, we cut the foreplay and just get it in.
Let's see, it looks like Ed's working with 500. I'm all in, don't do anything yet. He's flipping his cards over.
Mike shows her 10-8. Wow.
What a nice guy.
Wow.
All you gotta do is pair the board, is what they're saying.
All you gotta do.
They're trying to convince her to call.
Like, Veronica, you got, like, oh my god. Oh, that's, yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
All you gotta do is pair the board. Mike Postle. This game is just ridiculous.
You're trying to get a river, too. Imagine King on the river.
King.
Ooh, we got a dead 20 in this hand.
She was getting the right price? No, not seeing our opponent's cards, no. No, not even, I don't think we're getting the right price even after seeing his hand. It costs us 200 to call. We don't have 25% there.
No.
Right? She had 408, so it costs us 225 to call, and 225, 175. No, we're still not getting the right price.
Yeah, she'd have to have a lot less.
She'd be better off with if like wouldn't be on that, but if Mike had like bottom 2 and she had top pair and an overcard, then that would be yeah. But with drawing 2, I mean, at that point 5 outs plus you would pick up whatever turn cards, 3 more outs on the turn. No, she's not getting the right price. Ace, Queen, 7, 2 diamonds. Ed flops a flush draw here.
Jacob with a pair of 7s. That's about it. Frank's stealing some TV time before he folds.
And the game is good. Poker is alive and well, and there's a $10 straddle and a lot of empty bottles of wine. And we need more.
Clicky noises. Like a Shooter McGavin.
Is that Doug Polk in seat 7? Oh my god. Beat Jero Chan. Well played. No.
Yep, endless bottles here at Stones. They're gonna keep coming. Yep, and we just heard the golden rule. There's one rule and there are no rules.
So Mike opens up the pot here. He put in a double straddle.
Yeah.
So it's a 1, 3, 10, 20 game. Frank limps in with the 8-5 offer because reasons.
Harlan calling with 4 deuce.
And there's a lot of dead money out there, and Jake's got the ace queen suited.
Whee! Jake makes it 145.
And Mike's with
Mike's got
nines. With all that free cheese out there, he might think Jake is just trying to pick up all the money.
It's definitely cutting out more than 3.
And nines is more than enough hand that he needs to 3-bet Jake here. He's got position on him, and Jake's competent enough to be opening worse for sure. If Jake were just the nittiest nit from Nitville, Frank would think otherwise. Might just think about just flatting here with the nines. Knowing that Jake's capable of being somewhat light here, I like the 3-bet. Now, I don't know how much experience Jake has playing with Mike.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen them at a table together, so he's trying to figure it out.
It's a big 3-bet.
Yeah.
Stacks aren't so deep where I think we can play post. I think Jake's got a 4-bet.
I think he is folding.
Yeah. And Mike's only got 840 back. I mean, Mike's not folding a lot of hands. I think the graphics are wrong. I think Mike's much deeper than that.
Mike looks like he's got
1,000.
1,400?
Yeah. Maybe. Oh wow! And they rabbit hunt.
Oh!
And Jake gets all of it on the rabbit. The problem there for Jake, like I said, he's got no full equity. I mean, if he jams for 800 more, then Mike's probably going to call off there.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have no full equity. I shouldn't say that. I mean, if Mike's got to call up 800 and change more, he does fold some hands.
Mm-hmm.
We are blocking aces, ace king.
It's pretty hard to ship it there, I think.
Oh my god, that game. I can hear it from over here. Mill Fickelson of Veronica's claim to fame, putting together lineups like this.
Exactly. Being a badass. That's her claim to fame.
Here we go, Mike and Frank going at it again. Gina puts in the $20 back straddle. We can back straddle in this game. It's a $20 straddle from the button. The blinds fold out. Mike opens or limps for 20. Frank makes it 70 to go. Ed's gonna cold call, or call I should say, not cold call. And these 3 gentlemen are gonna have a 3-way.
As expected. Here comes the 5. Oh wow, no 5.
That's a lot of flop for Frank.
Absolutely.
Act normal. Act normal. Frank can check here.
He doesn't need to.
Here's the thing. Okay, so normally we'd take the ace king of spades here, and on ace 6 7 2 spades, we'd be more than happy to check. There really aren't a lot of bad turn cards for us at all. The problem is for Frank's MO is that he just bets and blasts and like fires and fires and fires.
Yeah, so if you're the guy who's always firing, nobody's
And then
gonna
you
think
suddenly
anything
slow
of
up.
this.
It's gonna, like, yeah, kind of maybe some alarm bells gonna go off for some of these other players.
Weirder if he checks.
Veronica turns over the other card. Rick and Barstow. Snow 51 rum, yeah, like I said, that spot is standard to check. Mind you, in this game, you're going to see some weird stuff going on. I mean, trying to make sense of some of the betting lines and things and hands people are playing in this game, you're just going to be beating your head against a wall, trying to make sense of all of it.
Absolutely.
And there's something said about Frank having the reputation of a guy who just goes, you know, bet on a lot of streets. I mean, a guy who plays a lot of hands from everywhere. And if was pre-flop, put in a 3-bet, he's probably just going to keep blasting.
Yeah, the second he goes stone-faced and checks there, like, it'll set off more bells than him just blasting.
But otherwise, yeah, it's a standard spot to check.
You'll never think he has the world there if he's betting.
Veronica
he's got
opens.
6 high.
Azan snap 3-bets.
Deck is cooperating in this game.
Alicia folds out 5s. No, Alicia
she
calls.
She made the call.
Wow, Bryce, is the most fun time he's had has been playing the Veronica and Frank shows. You can't deny it.
Yeah.
And here comes Harlan, King 4 suited. Harlan did straddle the button here. Just getting kind of a price. Jack 6-3.
Jack high flop gives Veronica the pair jacks.
Ozzy's gonna save the C-bet here against multiple opponents. Checks to Harlan. Harlan's probably gonna check back. He does.
He did. Doesn't hit his first diamond for the backdoor diamonds.
V-bets 80.
85 gets folded around.
And V picks up the pot.
With a massive grunt by Veronica that she got no collars. She just goes, ugh.
So what do you know about the Quantum tournament we have coming up?
Everything I know is right here, my friend.
Hey,
It looks very awesome.
So this
Dropped
one
all the other
you can
flyers.
direct buy into day 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
$900 gets you directly into day 2.
With
I believe you have 2 levels to register in day 2.
okay, so you can start multiple buy-ins, multiple flights, and then you can direct buy into day 2 for an elevator buy-in. So day 1A is like $120 buy-in. You get 10,000 tournament chips, and there's
So day 1A and day 1B are 120, and then I think there's
and then day day 1, and there's like day 1 A, B, C, and D, and then when day 1F and day 1G are 240 buy-ins for 20K in chips, you can direct buy into day 2 for $900 to start with 100K in chips.
Yeah, and what's cool about this tournament, if you get into day 2, you get $250 right on the spot. If you carry a second stack into day 2, you get $900 right on the spot. So you can actually, say for example, you have a few big blinds going into day 2, both stacks. You can use that $900 to buy directly into day 2 with how many chips is that? 100K in chips.
So you buy directly into day 2, you're buying in a min cash?
You can buy in with your min cash.
Okay.
Does that make sense? You take your first stack into day 2, you get $250.
Yes.
If you take a second stack in, you get $900.
Okay. I concur.
So if you have no chips going into day 2, you might as well fire another bullet and try to get that $900.
Yeah, why not? Gina takes down the pot.
Plus, obviously, you get to use your biggest stack.
Yeah.
So if you have, say for example, you get in with 30K, you might want to just buy the 100K, right?
I know I will.
Would you do that?
I'm lying. I'm a liar. Who am I saying? I'll probably just buy in for 240 for 20K in chips, and
yeah. So basically,
run it up.
the 240, you get twice as many chips and twice as many people advance. 20% of that field gets to advance, and the 120 buy-in, 10%.
10% of the field gets through.
Yeah.
20%, and then you can direct buy to day 2.
Basically, everything's doubled the second day.
I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's different. It's new. I'm excited to see how that works out. So it's an $11 straddle now.
I guess.
Ed found the 8-6er, and Harlan
Ace-4 double suited.
double suited. Open at 45.
If we win, no.
I like to say double suited. It sounds a lot better.
It
than
does.
Offsuit. Especially in this game.
It's the smallest, saddest V straddle that ever V straddled.
It's like that's a Mickey Mouse straddle.
Right. And Ed says yes. Happy birthday to Ed. Ed flops a straight with a better diamond draw.
Oomph, there it is. Snow 5, thanks for the sub, man.
Sub. And it's a quick check raise here from Ed.
And Harlan says, ah!
I was just kidding.
Ed shows the world.
Yeah, no, I mean it's gonna be cool. I'm stoked. I like that they're willing to try like new stuff here.
Absolutely,
they're willing to
yeah.
do some different things. What doesn't work, they'll adjust it or they'll throw it out, try something new, and just kind of feel it out. They listen to players. I like it. It's really good.
I don't even like normal poker tournaments anymore. I love that we're not afraid to win the button tournament. Screw it, win the button tournament. Like that is
right.
That is awesome. And that tournament was awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoy. I didn't get to play it. I didn't even get to deal it. I was so upset. I was out of town.
Oh, man.
I was like, I want to at least, if I don't get to play this tournament, I want to at least deal it. Didn't even get to deal it. Did watch the final table though here on Twitch. But yeah, it was crazy. That Assassin's Bounty tournament, that was
Yeah,
just
that was insane.
Insane.
Players going nuts for the little bounty chips.
And all you the only difference is you can cash in your bounties for extra chips. Like that.
And
was,
I like that. It was fun.
Just that little tweak on poker is what really, I think it's really entertaining.
And it was Ducky, Alicia's husband, that ended up taking down the Assassin's
Shipped
Bounty.
it.
And he was at one point, he was down to like damn near nothing. Like he down like one ante or one blind, and then cashed in his bounties.
Yeah.
Because he would have been doing well and took a cooler, as we do in poker oftentimes. But because he had a few bounties, cashing his bounties to get some more chips, and
kept him
running the whole
alive.
thing down. Yeah, kept him alive, won the whole damn tournament. 5-5 deuce here, 2 hearts.
There's so much strategy to those bounties, and I loved it.
James D. and your receiver.
Let's see, who's gonna take a stab at this pot? Nobody.
James D. and your receiver.
Checked all the way around. Uh-oh.
5-5 deuce deuce.
Zahn decides to be the better.
And Gina's gonna play poker police and keep Ozzy honest. Quite a tall task keeping that guy honest. She's gonna make him prove it.
Gina still has the best of it. Ozzy gives up.
He concedes.
And he says 6 high, which would be playing the board.
Say it with some confidence. You know? 6 high.
Sometimes that works. Sometimes saying 6 high confidently will get the other person a muck.
Yeah, you just table your hand confidently. Let them misread your hand and pitch the muck.
Some people might see that as a 5.
We also, August 20th, have our Western Senior Poker Series coming up.
Yeah, that's gonna be the championship one.
Oh, nice. 250 buy-in.
The end all.
End all.
Somebody's walking away with a cruise after that one.
Winner gets all the ginkgo biloba.
Yep, so that's the 22nd. That will be live streamed. That is next Sunday.
Nice.
And I believe if you're under that 50 years of age, you can come in. We're gonna be running those single table satellites, $100 single table satellites.
Oh, really?
Were you around for those?
No.
No.
I don't.
It's good times.
Yeah.
They were actually a pretty good hit, so I can imagine we're gonna do them again. I don't know 100% if we are.
Single table satellites for cash.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just cash.
Single table just.
Yeah.
Did I say satellites?
Sit and go.
I meant sit and goes.
$100 sit and
yes.
goes. $100 sit and goes. I like it.
Single table satellites, and the winner gets a ticket to cash.
Frank. Limp in the 6-4. $10 straddle is on. Sean Shamrock in the chat.
Yep, Stone's Live Poker chimes in. Yeah, $100 sit and goes.
Scott, you lock in 2 campers.
Yeah, those were pretty fun because we, obviously that's not something we get all the time, but we wanted to, we wanted something for the youngins to do.
Then whippersnappers in their damn sit and goes.
Yeah.
They just love it. Harlan's gonna make it 60 to go here out of the straddle. Frank, who had limped in the 6-4 off.
Frank can't remember if he raised or straddled.
He's got 2 quad draws, and as he would say, he's double suited. How do we fold? Ed also has too much money in his life, and we'll call with a king 10. 3-way action, and away we go. Ace queen 3. Inside straight draws for both Harlan and Ed. Frank bricked, but he's got position.
Which is all he cares about in this spot.
Steve X and DJ on 3.
Harlan bets
fires 75.
Open seating poker in the 1-2 $40 buy. Open seating poker in the 1-2.
Ed wants to hit his card. He doesn't hit his card yet.
I need more Ed in my life. I need me some Ed. Sean Shamrock, right on.
Ed takes the spot down.
Ed bet river?
Ed bet.
Go Ed.
Let's go. Oh, this game's crazy.
So graphics a lot there. As soon as the Aussie's the short stack with $400, then we can see it's more like 14.
Harlan says, even if you were bluffing, you had the best hand, which you didn't.
Oh my goodness. Did Frank
They're
double
doing
straddle?
a triple straddle, I believe.
Triple straddle? It is a triple straddle.
1, 2. Okay, but I don't think. I think it's dead. I think this one's dead. It's 50 though.
$50
Dead
triple
50.
straddle. Ed flats the button. Harlan.
More than half the tables in the blind to start the hand.
Playing in a limited holding game, please make sure you get the box in front. First,
Frank wakes up. Bunch of limpers. Mike says, don't even think about it.
You did not want him to raise.
And the old ace 8-3.
Frank puts $50 in the blind and has pocket sevens.
Rick and Barstow points that they got to beat their game where they went 1, 3, 6, 12, 24, 50 straddles. Turn queen. Ed picks up the best of it. It does put 3 hearts out there. Frank's got the only heart.
You need to put another slash there and just put all in. It's the next logical step.
Mike is going to take the gut shot and say, if no one else wants it, I'll take free money. Problem for Frank is that there's 2 players behind him. Ed on the button and then Harlan who checked. Now, when Harlan checks twice, unlucky for him to have strong hands, but Ed can check back some showdown hands on the flop. Maybe.
Yeah, so they all get out of Mike's way.
And if you're Michael Postle, you take down pots of 5 high. like we said, it just wouldn't be fair if Mike had real cards. If Mike actually had hands to play with,
That's when it gets real nasty.
it's just not fair. It's not right. Half the time I end up calling that guy, it's like, well, no, because you're Mike Postle, and so you have like 5-4 here or something.
Top of your range, you have 7-9.
Yeah.
Once again, in order to get a ticket in this draw, you have to play our event holder game. Get a flush or cut.
The double straddle is still on. Mike straddles for 10, and Frank makes it 25 or 30.
Looks
25.
like 25, could be 30.
So it's just your average
Doesn't
1,
matter now, it's
3,
100
10,
now.
20 game,
Alright, you just walked in. This will be 3
and it's on with the ace-4.
Did you expect those 2 cards to pop up next to Azan's name?
With these stack sizes, I think Azan thinks people are going to overfold here. He makes it 125 against that sizing. The players that aren't going to care are Gina and Harlan, and they do make the call.
Gina makes a call. He's queen. Harlan has 6-5 off. He hits top pair.
And Harlan just buries it. Wait, Mike and Frank called as well? Mike called King 9 suited. Frank called King Jack.
Man.
Harlan
$900
open
pot.
shoves.
$900 pot. Harlan's got 435. Gina may make this call. I'm not saying that she should. She just may.
The problem is there's no draw. It's not like Harlan could be open. I mean, if Harlan's going to open shove like 5-4 or 3-4 here, which I doubt. Gina's more likely to hero if there's a suit out there on the board. She knows Harlan doesn't have a deuce. But it's like, 7s plus, ace-6 or 6-5.
She throws it away.
Harlan flopped the best of it, stuck it in there, took down the pot.
The reason why I said she may call there is because I'm pretty sure I have seen her make that call.
And it's Harlan. Harlan can have hands there. The problem is on 6-2 deuce, there's just like not a lot he can be bluffing with.
Yeah.
He's always gonna have a pair, in case if he has a pair, she's like just not getting the right price. It's gonna cost her $400 to win a pot of $800.
$900.
Yeah, $900. The Brock 21, who's the drunkest? Think you are, Brock. Think
That's
you.
a good answer. D, none of the above.
It is a $15 V straddle, 1-3-15. And Azan is just going to play as many pots with everyone who's calling too much as often as possible.
Zahn opens with the mystery hand of the night. 5s.
Gina says yes.
Harlan's got twice as good.
And Harlan makes it 200 to go. And a piece of Frank dies as he knows he has to fold the old 69er.
With a V straddle, nonetheless.
On the V straddle, yeah. Ozzy makes a call. Harlan's not that deep. Ozzy is. The stacks are wrong. Ozzy's got, looks like 1,700 and plus. But Harlan's got what, 5, 6, 7, maybe 800?
Yeah. Probably not even that.
And Gina prices herself in. King 9, 4, 2 clubs. Gina picks up an inside straight draw. Harlan's got the best hand, but there is an overcard out there to his tens. And against Ozzy opening and then calling a 3-bet, Harlan's probably going to check this back.
Yeah.
Of course, as soon as I say that, he's going to reach for some chips.
Ozzy says no thank you. Gina will think about it. Don't think there's much to think about here, though.
It'd be one thing if like these players were both like super deep, like if they both had like were like 4K deep, and Gina thinks okay, Harlan's really strong here, and if she hits her hand, she can get paid off, something like that. But Harlan's only
pays for the rabbit.
Rabbit bricks off. It'd be one thing if they were both really deep, where she figures, okay, if I hit my queen and Harlan has got a big hand here and he's going to pay off, then it might be,
we're going to be making a lot of money.
Then she can like maybe justify a call there. Also, be different if she was in position versus out of position. The fact that she's out of position, she's not getting the right price. Harlan isn't like super deep behind her.
Yeah, he had less than 500.
Yeah, pretty straightforward fold. Poker Wrath.
You're calling 200 to bank your miracle queen and get another $500.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the Brock 21s just pull a Harlan on Harlan. You can't out Harlan, bro. You're just not gonna do it.
It's Harlan. So Jonathan Little would say is Harlan.
Harlan.
He's calling him Harlan all night. It's pretty good. Classic. And his on was Aussie.
Aussie?
Aussie, not Aussie. Aussie.
I think Veronica's bored. Calls 50 with a 5-4.
She's playing really good earlier.
Oh, the hell. And the wine has officially hit V. She's got that look on her eyes.
She's got a stemless glass now.
Yeah.
It's all the signs. All the signs are there.
Little glazed over. The Harlan Empire. I like it.
That's my favorite part of Wine Wednesdays, when everybody switches to the stemless glasses. That's when you know it's good.
Fun card on the turn.
Jack ball.
Both players pick up straight draws. Jacob's open-ended to go along with his top pair.
Check on the turn.
I like it.
It's a little surprising.
Harlan beats the queen.
Corey, we're back.
Not a good run out for Jake's hand. Bet is 125. That sizing on this board, I would think Harlan would bet larger with busted club draws.
Yeah.
We don't beat any kings. We would probably expect him to check king 9 and worse. Jake's going to pay off.
It's a pretty tough spot. Somebody calls out his hand before he flips it over as queen 10. They were pretty damn close.
Small jab. Stemless glasses, you mean the bottle?
No, that's stage 3.
Yeah.
We're on stage 2 right now.
And our friend, Mr. Sean McCormick, he has been here for some of those nights. Oh my goodness. The Jared Gray. What's up, buddy? Slow rolling. This is one of those games. It's one of those games you're going to call with some bad hands, going to do some weird stuff. You're going to slow roll your friends. Miss Poker Boss, Shannon McCormick in the chat. Gina.
Boom.
Ace 10, good for an open.
Frank's got cards.
And he's got King 8.
Mike folded 10-4 on the button.
I don't know what
He's losing it.
What this world is coming to. Jack 9 trade, 2 spades. Gina picks up her nut spade draw.
Here comes the C-bet.
Should be all it's done with. Who's the nerd that invited his wife to the chat? Oh, all our best friends out there in Vegas. As we all know, this is the extent of my involvement in poker until Monday. Woo-wee. Love having the McCormicks in the chat. Love having the McCormicks in the game.
Love having them anywhere. I still can't get over this lineup. I just keep thinking about it. I'm like, how does
It's like not even real.
it's like the sickness. It's like flu season and we got it all on the table.
So I believe we are double straddled.
Frank had chips out, he pulled them back, I don't know. I think they had a straddle and a double straddle, so he wasn't allowed to button straddle. I don't know.
Ed and Gina. Mike on A7-7, he's got 7-6 off out of the cutoff. That's 35.
That's it. Zahn comes along with her for the ride.
Ozzy's gonna peel. Ozzy might have been thinking about stealing it now, but operations changed now that he hit his king.
Might get a little painful from here. Oh,
That's a lot of quads.
Zilla.
Ozzy's gonna have ace X here a lot, and I think Mike should probably be betting big.
Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. And he does that pot-sized bet, roughly.
The only problem for
245,
Mike
a
is
little shy.
there's no draw on the flop that bricked out. And with that run out, I mean, it's gonna be, I mean, what does Ozzy think that Mike's doing this with? Mike would be content to check back pocket 8s, 9s, all those other hands. He would bet an ace. Ozzy correctly gives it away.
I think he makes the same size bet with any ace here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's hard for like, if there's like a front door draw, like a flush draw that bricked off, then it might be more, it might have a better chance of getting paid if he like then bombs river and the draw like breaks off. But as played, I mean, it's just so hard to get paid there.
New dealer means bomb pot.
I'm gonna be honest, I like Veronica's other profile pic. I mean, the bunny ears, the filters, it's cute, whatever, but I like the, however you would describe that first pic.
Oh,
Yeah.
the wine with the wine
Yeah.
glass. All right, let's see. We got a few mystery hands.
Top set for Gina. Yes, there's a lot of jacks, Gina.
A lot of jacks.
Harlan, it's got a bottom pair and an inside straight draw. Checks through.
Mike hits trips.
Complete spades, and Gina's filled up.
This is kind of bad news for some players.
No one's got really a big spade here. Oh, Jacob's got the king of spades. But facing a bet, he gets out of the way.
Looks like he lets it go.
Harlan bets 65 here. Mike calls with trip 10s. And what you gonna do, Gina?
Look back at her cards to make sure they're both fish hooks still. Raise.
She makes it 220 to go, and Mike's in a bad spot. Harlan's gonna be able to get away from this, relatively easily. Mike's got the worst trips possible, as you know. The flush is already completed. Straight can be completed as well.
Doesn't believe her.
I just don't see Gina ever check raising with like bad hands here.
And the fourth spade, I think Mike can let it go.
There's a possible straight flush on the board. The board is 4 to a straight flush.
I still want to see a jackpot on this table.
Right?
No, it wasn't. He said it's the worst card he could have seen. It was absolutely not the worst card he could have seen.
Mike.
That's like the best card he could have seen.
We can get away from this. If these players were super, super deep.
There's no way he calls this.
No way.
Yeah, there it goes. He's still thinking about it. He doesn't want to fold that. And Mike reiterates, okay, I fold after seeing her hand.
Top 10 river betrayals.
Yeah, little did Mike know that the 2 would have been the worst card to see.
Good fold by Mike. I mean, he's helped by the board being 4 to a straight flush.
He still didn't want to fold him, though. He's still...
Black Avenger, can someone please explain the raise of the turn? We're playing in a crazy game where people aren't folding a lot. And if people aren't folding a lot, as you saw Mike not fold there, then maybe we're losing value by not check raising turn. I see what you're saying. Definitely otherwise on that board, that hand, we're check raising there, and like we're just pretty much like, we might as well lick our hand and like stick it to our forehead, right? Tell everyone, hey, we got the show. I mean, flushes are like our worst hands when she check raises the turn there. In this game, no one's folding a lot. Or at all. Yeah. So, I mean, if we're not check raising there, sometimes we might in the long term in this game exploitatively be losing value. If I was to make my case as to why we would check raise turn there. A6-3. Couple hearts. Jake's got a pretty good heart in his hand. Go along with the pair of aces.
With his top pair.
Harlan is leading the table in sunglasses.
So Ed's got the only other ace. Everybody's gonna fold around to Ed. Ed folded as well. Gina folds her middle pair. Harlan folds air. And Jacob picks up a pot. I think Jacob's got the tight player at the table image.
I think he does. I think. Well, not just that. I think this is his first Veronica and Friends. So even players like that where you would expect to be otherwise tight. Not that anyone at this table is tight. But it's Veronica and Friends, and so you liven it up a little bit. You're gonna play some more hands than you otherwise wouldn't. You can play some hands ways you wouldn't.
And I feel if this was my first time on Veronica and Friends, I'd be a little frightened because the first thing that people talk about Veronica and Friends is bring a lot of money. And
bring the roll and prepare to wax it.
And it would be a little intimidating, I think, especially with this lineup. When you're not a tight player and you're playing with all these players, you're like, wow, I'm a tight player.
Mike and Frank both here with pocket pairs. Ed hits his deuce playing the old 7 deuce ball. Did Gina flop trip 6s? 6-6 deuce. Mike
6-6 deuce. Yep.
Frank raises with his overpair, and happy birthday to Gina.
Over to the deuce.
I'm sorry, Frank raised with 4s. I got their hands mixed up. Mike bets 30. Frank raises to 110. Mike's in a call. Wow.
3-way still.
God bless you, Frank.
Frank's asking Gina how she got mixed up in between them. Just like you were saying, how did you get mixed up? This is between me and Mike. Oh, that's good stuff.
The Mike and Frank show
It's like
is one worth buying tickets to.
It's like a TV series. It's like there should be like to be continued after the stream's over. 9 ball, no help to anyone. Gina still has the best of it with her trip 6s.
Hearts did brick out. If Gina bets big here, she might just get one of these guys getting curious. Thinking that she might have overcalled flop with a heart draw. Playing Morton, there are mics out there around the table. I don't know how well you can hear the table audio or not. I'm not wearing a headset tonight. Can you hear the table audio?
I can hear the table audio, but I'm not hearing the stream, like how loud the stream
okay,
is.
gotcha. And Mike's gonna look her up. Keep the honest.
I had a feeling he was going to call there too. He sees the bad news.
It's more 6s than he can beat.
Gina picking up chips.
Gina. Crusher.
Dare I say our chip leader now.
Oh, you're the worst. Oh, you're the rake. Oh, you've been hanging out too much with Train.
Yeah, Gina's a crusher for sure.
Fires all the big tournaments. He's had quite a bit of tournament success. And it was 2 years ago, the Monster stack at the World Series, over 7,000 runners. I think she came in 12th or 13th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a top 20 finish. That I know for sure.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like 14th in the Monster.
Man.
Yeah, Gina hammers some tournament poker. $10-7-4.
Mike checks his position.
Mike's gonna call king high here. He thinks Mike or that Harlan might be getting silly with a straight draw and or flush draw. Flush draw gets there. Problems for Mike with an 8 in his hand. He's blocking the straight draw. We're blocking the 8-9.
He makes a quick call.
Mike looks him up.
And Mike says, I know I win. He doesn't win.
That's put the money
fooled the
back out.
table.
And once again, this is that kind of game where people are calling on people with king high, doing silly stuff here. You can't try to make sense of it. You're just trying to go back and like analyze this game. You're like, why is that? Because dead grapes. That's why. Because there's more wine than there are like reasons at the table.
And Harlan was trying to make sense of it too. He asked Mike if that was a hero call gone wrong, and Mike's like, no, I call with king high all the time. He even picks his chips back up. Like, that's pretty good.
The Bruckman called off 80 king high.
Like sometimes people have the nuts and they'll pick their chips up like right after the call comes through, but no. He picks them up after calling with king high.
Veronica's gonna open up 9s. Makes it 65 to go. Mike's gonna call with the 6-5 suited. Frank comes along as well with queen 8. Veronica and her suitors. And
All unders.
Mike flops the show.
All unders to Veronica's 9s. And, ooh. Not the best turn card if you're Mike.
He does pick up an open-ended straight flush draw to go along with his already made straight. Frank bets 125. I think it's an easy call for Veronica.
They both make the call.
Mike doesn't want to lose him. Wow, Mike's gonna let her off the hook. No.
100. I'm not sure what just happened. They turned up cards before Frank acted. Mike wanted the 3 of diamonds for the sweat.
Tannen Grace is that Mike's tilting. Mike's not tilting.
No,
Mike-
he's not.
It takes a lot to put that man on tilt.
It's kind of funny because when that 7 peeled off on the turn, I said it's not the best card for Mike, and the only reason why I said that is because the man to his left is capable of having any of those weird full houses on that board.
So Harlan puts in a $20 button straddle. Mike completes the big blind. Ed says yes on the hijack, and Harlan checks his option. Queen 10, 4, 2 diamonds. Harlan and Ed both get a piece.
Snap call by Mike. This game is played
Wow.
so quick. Couldn't even see the chips going.
Jesus. We're snap calling 9-4. I'm sorry, snap calling 5s on Queen 10-4.
Queen 10-4.
Because Harlan could have a 4, and he does. And Ed gets out of the way. Ed throws it away. And now Mike has the best hand.
Oh, the sickness. Mike with a verbal snap check.
2 Streets of Aggression, I got a feeling, should do this. 125 from Harlan. If we kept him honest
There's no way
once-
Mike calls this, but I want to see him call it. I wanted to see him call that.
And it's again, like just when you talked about the previous hand with between Ozzy and Harlan, why Ozzy he did throw away the best hand, earlier.
Yeah.
Same thing with here with Mike. It's actually probably why Mike might have considered maybe throwing it away on the flop. Is on that board on Queen 10-4, if Harlan's got a draw, there's a lot of draws there. He's gonna keep firing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we can just call 50 and I caught you with a 4 sometimes,
Yeah.
like they can show it down. You're gonna either, like, if Harlan's got better, he's gonna keep firing. If he's got a draw, he's not gonna let up. I mean, it's almost like we're just taking that $50 down the flop and just kind of setting it on fire because we're gonna be check folding to like every turn card.
I agree. The only turn card you don't fold is the 5.
Yeah. I'm hungry. Want some chips?
Chips as in
Poker chips.
oh, okay.
Jacob.
Want to go fishing?
Harlan opens to 60. Jacob's going to flat the button with the 6-5 suited. And Veronica is going to put it in both inches.
Ships it. Jack 10, as I say, double suited.
In her defense, she did catch a player opening that can be worse here. Harlan can open up a lot of worse hands. Azan, Ace, Jack. Do you want to felt your friend?
Do you really want to filter? Oh man, I said I wasn't gonna sing.
Bro.
I did it. I mean, I wasn't really singing. I don't know. if
And
we
Azan
count
is
that.
somehow is adding on more chips because he's not. I just need more money in my life.
The Brock 21 says, "Yes, Jake. Please eat potato chips on stream."
It's not happening, bro. I think Azan's gonna call.
Holy moly,
Re-raise.
that's not a call.
There's the isolate. And V's in bad shape.
How expensive is that if someone has aces?
$600 expensive. Mike hasn't folded.
He has not folded.
Queen 10 of diamonds. I mean,
He's ahead of Veronica. And Frank. If that's any consolation.
I don't know if Frank's gonna fold 9-10 suited. I'm just being honest. I don't know if Frank's gonna fold 9-10 suited.
With, what does he got? 1, 2, 3, 5. He's got like 6.
It would not put it past me to see either Mike or Frank ship it here because reasons.
Oh, he's got more than that. Those are like almost 200 stacks. Oh, they are 200 stacks.
The way Frank grabbed those chips there, I really thought he was just putting it in to make a call. Alright, so Frank's debating whether or
He's
not.
got almost $1,000. I thought he had 600.
It's got about 1,000.
I thought those stacks were only 125, but they were 200s.
This is not Hollywooding, folks. This is genuine here.
Yeah.
You give a player like Frank a hand like 9-10 suited.
Fold. As much as we hate him folding there, I really wanted to see a call there.
They're gonna run it twice.
They're running it twice for $200.
Because they can.
Frank is exclaiming. He's like, seriously, you're gonna run it twice?
Ozzy's good on the first board.
This is the one with the 10 in it. All diamonds.
Veronica does have the jack of diamonds.
No diamonds.
No good. Felt your friends. To felt your friends.
He gave her a chance.
And
twice.
point made there in the chat that Mike's Queen 10 of diamonds would have scooped both boards.
Oh my god. Oh, it's so good.
You can't win the pot if you fold.
It's true.
Need more coffee. This kind of want to surely buy back in? Yes! Yes, you buy back into this game.
Yeah, what?
If people are debating calling a $600 4-bet with Queen 10 and then 9-10, you buy back into the game. That's a 200 blind 4-bet. 200 big 4-bet. And people aren't folding Queen high or 10 high, you know, just like instantly. They're debating.
They're thinking about it.
You buy back in.
I buy in for my last $200 to my name.
No, you go broke in this game. Yeah, you. If this is like your stakes and your thing, your game, you go broke playing this game. If the deck doesn't cooperate with you, then so be it. Harlan makes it 40 to go with the jacks.
At least you had your opportunity.
There's my friends with the coffee.
And Jake's itching.
I need the coffee.
Oh, I thought you were itching to get in the game. You're like, oh, table 11.
7-5 tray, rainbow.
Oh, I almost had her.
The Brock 21 says she needs to have crappy friends to play with. If you don't realize, Veronica for the first, I don't know, year of this game, completely, wrecked every stream.
Yeah.
She ran over everyone. And mind you, when you put together lineups like this, you can. Mm-hmm. But the thing about lineups like this, it's going to be super high variance. You're going to win really big when you win, and you're going to get wrecked when you lose.
Absolutely.
It's going to be swingy, more swingy than just ordinary no limit hold'em can be, which we already know is. Alicia lets it go. It's an easy game. Our good friend.
Do another?
What about us?
Give your cup. Same thing?
Same.
Give your cup. Thank you.
Service in the penalty box. You can't beat it. Our good friend, Justin Caritis, Justin K, normally run the stream for us. He's on vacation. He's in Ireland.
Ireland.
What's he doing in Ireland?
Not kissing the Blarney Stone.
Not kissing. You go all the way to Ireland. I'm assuming this is the first time in his life he's been to Ireland.
Possibly. I know he travels a lot.
He does travel. He does travel.
It may
a lot.
not be the first time.
It may not be, but I gotta think. You go all the way to Ireland and you don't kiss the Blarney Stone.
So apparently he got there, and he heard rumors that the locals do like unspeakable things to the Blarney Stone. What are they doing? I want to know what these people said. Are they just peeing on it? That would be normal, right? That's
That's
a
standard.
normal thing.
Yeah.
But I want to know do they get raunchy?
I don't know. But think about people kiss poker chips. So they put poker chips they'll
Yeah.
they'll kiss their chips make a
That
call.
is the worst
That's
thing. in my opinion.
don't do that. It's so terrible. Veronica's open to 45 here with the Queen Jack suited. Ed makes a call with Ace Queen. I think he cut a 3-bet there. Gina, speaking of 3-bets, will 3-bet to 175 with pocket 8s.
This count says people pee on the Blarney Stone. See, that's not. That's what you expect people to say is oh, they pee on it, and that's it.
Yeah.
End of story. But
I think those chips are Azans. There we go.
yes, he colored up.
Veronica.
The
makes a
Zon can
call.
never have change. The Zon can only have the biggest chips.
Poker B81, what's up? Welcome to the stream. And Ed makes a call. 3-way, 3-bet pot. There's 540 in the middle already.
To the flop.
And it comes queen high, and Veronica's about to go broke again.
Yep, not looking good here. Yeah, PokerBee, I do want to know.
Ed leads for 200 into Gina.
How's he going?
Gina's got the 8 of clubs in her hand, and it's not a good card to have if you think that Ed might be leading with a flush draw. We'd rather have 2 red 8s or just not the 8 of clubs if we're going to hero here. She also has to worry about Veronica behind her, or not worry about Veronica behind her. The problem, I mean, it is Ed. I mean, Gina and Ed have a lot of history together. Lets it go.
She lets it go.
And
Notice how many times she looked over at him? Like, I hope you really have it, because I want to call you. Negotiating running it twice again.
Gentle is 77. What am I not to tell Mason? You're the best, love.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They're going to run it twice. Veronica drawing to the jack.
Just the turn and river. No help. No help to V.
And Veronica has found the felt for the second time in as many hands. Here's the thing about it. Because normally, like, how do we set, 200 bigs on fire that fast? Or 300 bigs on fire that fast? But when you're playing with straddles like this, you're not playing effectively that deep.
It's like
tournament poker where you're playing 20, 30 big blinds, thinking flop top pair, and you're just gonna go broke or double sometimes.
Yeah, there's no way there's no way she ever gets away from that.
No.
And I was just about to say, she bought in too little. She needed to buy in deeper.
The way this game's playing, I think like short buying is like the worst strategy to buy in short and then double.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
But yeah.
Yeah, you want to be in that spot. You want to be in that spot with the short stack. You want to just ship it. You want to double, triple up, and then you have a workable stack. And I'm spilling coffee. And just like that, my pants are warmer than they once were.
You're welcome. Jacob's going to put in a 3-bet and make it 65 to go. I'm sorry, it's an open to 65 over the $20 straddle. Veronica. Queen 10 suited.
Don't tell Mason.
I'm telling Mason.
About what? About the stone?
Shh. We're telling Mason. We're telling Mason.
I'm going to make something up.
And now Veronica has gone card shy. The problem is, I mean, it's an open to 65, and she had Queen 10 suited there. Once again, now our effective stack goes from 1-3, where at $400 we're like 130 bigs there, something like that. With a $20 straddle, we have 20 bigs.
Yeah.
20 bigs over that open. We're not like playing Queen 10 suited. We just can't play that profitably. Alicia, au contraire, will play the pocket sixes.
Ned has a hand. Gina's making the call.
Although Veronica's got to mention a lot of people are going to call here, and she's going to be getting a pretty good price in position with a hand that flops pretty well in Queen 10 suited.
Diamonds. Mike with a flush. I would like to know if Ed has a diamond. Jacob checks his ace. Mike's in position with a flush. They're needling Jacob for his nitness. A table where Jacob is the nittiest player is the table for me.
Right? Now, Jacob's going to be out of position here, but Mike can definitely have worse hands He's gonna call once.
Ooh.
That might get Jacob to hang around a little
Yeah.
bit. King Queen with a diamond gets there. And even King Queen with a king of diamonds. Mike double barreling now. If the turn went check check, Jacob might pay off some rivers. He'll probably be able to get away now. Ace Jack got counterfeited.
He folds.
It's a good fold.
Yeah, it's a very disciplined fold. I'd be considering calling that.
If the turn goes check check, Jacob's probably gonna have to pay off rivers. But with Mike double barreling there, and mind you, and when Mike first bet, he bet into. I mean, everyone was in that pot. Everyone, and he bet into a lot of
true.
opponents.
Not even sure if Harlan looked at his hand before he threw in $60. Maybe
like
he
it.
did.
Chana, what are we not telling Mason again? If you can say it really clearly into the microphone at some point.
Anything. Don't tell him anything.
Open a 60 from Harlan with pocket threes. Mike makes the call with the ace deuce suited. Frank says yes with the king 10 of clubs. And away we go. Wait, don't forget about Ed. And Gina. God bless their hearts.
I feel like we're watching, what's that movie? Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Like the same thing's happening over and over again.
Every time. Lock the doors.
I'm like, all right, Ed has a hand, he's in. All right, Gina has a hand.
Gina has two
Also
cards.
making the call.
Where's Frank? I didn't even see Frank's hand. Frank has cards too.
Yeah. We don't have him on the board.
Backing up the action here. Turn is a 6 of hearts. Mike
it is.
picks.
Can't forget about Frank.
Mike picks up the nut flush draw to go along with his pair of aces. The flop was ace king jack. Turn was a 6 of hearts. You want to reverse the jack on the 6 in your mind there.
Oh, okay.
Gina takes a stab at it. She turns a 6 and bets 115.
Deck is cooperating for Mike right now. He's gonna take a sip of wine. Frank and Veronica getting all cuddly.
I think Veronica just wants to get closer to Frank's money.
She's knocking over her own chips, almost.
Frank's got an inside straight draw. He might have to worry though about Mike calling out on the turn after not putting any bets on the flop that he might have just picked up a flush draw, and therefore some of his queen outs or the queen of hearts might be a dirty out for him. He does fold. 8 of hearts.
I'm a little surprised he folded there. The nuts. Mike Postel has the nuts.
And Gina will pretend to have the nuts.
That's my least favorite part of poker, is pretending to have the hand that your opponent has.
Repping the hand that the villain actually has.
Oh, you have that hand. I was thinking I had that hand. My bad. My bad.
Stop smiling, Mike.
It's hard not to smile when someone's betting into your nuts. Go ahead and quote that.
Bet is 185. Gina can't
raised.
fold fast enough.
Gina says, nice catch.
Players 1-3,
Gina says, I flopped it. Didn't say what she flopped. Yeah, so I flopped that bottom pair
flopped it.
there.
I don't know. I know it's not true, but I swear to God, I run into quads more than other players. Maybe it's because I play every hand. Who knows? But it's like the worst feeling. Yeah, like when you're repping top boats into quads, and like, yeah, but you can sell it so well too. Like, yeah, I thought you had a full house also. I was ecstatic.
There you
I
go.
thought for sure you were gonna call a raise. And you're just like, no, I was lying to you. Repping top boat into quads.
Nothing better.
If I were to like roll it back, how much money have I spent pretending to have full houses when someone had quads? It's a lot.
Yeah,
Like I said, I have found people that have like well they have to, it's like quads or nothing. They can never, so I can just, and then they should fold and then they snapshot, and that's not good for me.
And then the person with quads, of course, is thinking, "Oh, he has top full house
man.
here. I'm gonna get so much value."
Yeah, this sucker's got top boat. I think this is a bomb pot.
It's like, wow, you repped it well.
Yeah.
You repped it so well that quads thought you had it.
Or repping the quads into straight flush. Yeah. Well, it's just, yeah.
Bomb pot.
So normally 10-6 deuce is a flop that you say, okay, that misses everyone, la da da. I mean, there are no draws really. It's a pretty broken up board. There's gut shots and that's about it. But like I said, all the two pairs combinations are in play here. Ozzy bets 75.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, because you have top pair here. Look, Ed folds top pair. It's like, what are you supposed to do with 10-5 on that board in this scenario? Because anybody could have 10-6, 10 deuce, 10 jack.
It's a pretty bad 10 to have on our hand. It might be a little bit passive to fold. Azan, but look here. Azan's got king 9. And then finds his king. Brown magic. How does he do it? Bet is 125.
Gina's gonna call it. Still a non-believer.
She does pick up an inside straight draw. She also probably thinks that her 2 overs are good. If Ozzy's betting a 10, and because all the weird 10s are in play. You can have 10-7, 10-8, 10-4.
There's the ace.
And there's the ace.
The old suck resuck. Here on
Now,
Sounds Live.
Azan might think that Gene's going to mostly have a pair of 10s here and some 6s sometimes. Azan's probably going to bet for value.
Bet raise show.
Azan checked and she bet 300 and Azan called? Or did it go bet raise?
Bet raise call. Bet raise snap call.
Wow.
Wow. It's right.
In Ozzy's defense, we just saw Gina getting spry on the river and then having to fold when Mike raised. He might think that she's steaming a little bit, and then it's just deciding to take the raise, the ace, and like make it,
Yeah.
and try to like, scare Azan off. Mike said when Azan bets that flop and she calls, she's gonna mostly have 10x in her hand,
Yeah.
and you might think like she might even take a hand like ace 10 and maybe even raise. I mean, I probably wouldn't. I probably just call if I was her, because like, you don't know. I mean, Azan can have jacks, kings. I mean, anything. It's a bomb pot.
10-6.
10-6, 10 deuce. I mean, all the hands. But if Azan's thinking that she's going to mostly have 10x, and there's no reason for her to have ace-x unless she just had ace-10 exactly, then he should be good there a lot of times.
Yeah, I guess I'm rarely putting him on 10-6, 10 deuce because he did open on the flop for 75. Right, he was in early position on the flop, bet 75. So I don't think he. I mean, I guess he could fire there with 10-6 into all those players, but.
And Gina gets some back. Oh, Gina had first to act. Did I misread? Where was the button?
Gina's a small blind.
Oh yeah, so Gina did act first. So Gina check raised flop that river. Yeah, check bet raise.
Yeah, check, bet, raise, call. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were talking about that hand. This current hand. Oh yeah, she check raised. Weird spot.
Yeah, it's weird to call him versus the check raise. I don't know.
Wow. I don't think I'm ever check racing there.
What's a weird hand? It's a weird river.
Oh man.
But then again, this is a weird game. I mean, come on, it's a 1-3 game with a $20 double straddle.
I mean, obviously the bomb pot puts a weird twist on the way you're thinking about the hand.
It's so much harder to narrow people by river, missing all the having one street of action, and like I said, everyone just being having random hands. Azan makes it 75 to go with the sevens. He isolates the Mike and Frank show. And Frank! Get him, Frank. Get him, Frank.
No draw.
Frank picks up a diamond draw to go long.
Frank already has the check mark. It's really rare that you see the turn come out and there's already a check mark. Just instant check mark. With 3 players in the hand.
Mike debating, heroing, playing the board.
Calling for a chop. Mike saying he almost bluffed all 3 streets.
or none of them. Either way, so close.
I believe him. He could have. He could have bluffed all 3 streets there.
After
just
Azan,
because Frank.
Yeah. When Azan checks back flop, I mean, Mike's got one of his worst hands he can possibly have on the turn there. So I mean, if he's gonna choose some hands to bluff. Maybe.
String call from Frank.
Veronica, if you fold the Jack 10 suited, we can't be friends anymore.
A lot of the clubs are taken so far.
She's just gonna. So is it a button straddle? It is $20 button straddle. Veronica, why are we not opening Jack 10 here? Come on, V. Come on, don't be scared.
A little strange. Button straddle confusing the dealers a little bit, as it probably would.
Harlan makes it 75 to go,
Probably
or 75 on
should.
top.
Snap call Frank.
Rip it, V.
All the marbles.
Rip it.
Just a call. I think she put 2 little chips in though. Look at there.
Frank flops a pair and an open into straight draw. Harlan's got 2 overs and a flush draw.
Frank says all in. Veronica snap folds. Harlan in the tank. Frank's got 736 according to the graphics. Looks like over 8, Frank has.
How much did Harlan bet? Harlan bets.
There was about 250 in the pot.
Oh, and Frank just open jammed into him.
Ships it.
Open ships it into Harlan. We are not getting the right price for anyone who's in the chat who's curious. Harlan calls.
Harlan asks, "Are you a once or twicer?" He puts his money in once Frank says only once. Holy! That is crazy. He goes, "Okay, only once? Okay, in that case."
Oh my god.
So many outs. That is not one. Wow!
Pair of fours. And the run out was the Jack 10. And look at Veronica just. Why can't you just like let it check through once?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Harlan was so much more live than he thought he would be.
Any six, any heart? Any king?
Any 7?
Any seven even?
River's 7 of clubs and Harlan scoops like a 2K pot.
God. Oh, that was sick.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is why you should know not to fold the Jack 10 suited ever, no matter what the board is. When it comes to 3-5-4, kids, you just don't give up.
I was like, "There's no way Harlan calls this," and he goes, "Are you a running it once or twice kind of guy?" And he's like, "I'm a oneer," and he's like, "Boom!" and he just throws his chips in. Oh, that's so good.
Frank, baby, yes.
Frank's got chips. The game is becoming more live now. The game just got that much more live. If there's one guy you want to have all the chips,
It might just might be Frank.
as long as they're not your chips, obviously.
So the double straddle is on still. Live poker is rigged.
Man, I looked up to check the score of the Kings game, and that screen has been frozen for the last, like, half hour.
Yeah. Gina's gonna limp in for 25 with 3 deuce suited. Jake picks up ace king on the button. Makes it 125 to go. Gustanuts, welcome to the stream. It is the 1, 3, 10, 25, 50, whatever, Veronica and Friends game, where players put in $100 pre with 3 deuce suited, and flop a pair and a flush draw, and have no fold button.
Jacob has 2 overs with position. He checks.
No pair, as we like to think of it. Does pick up an inside straight draw to go along with his hand on the turn.
He's not calling this.
$140. If Jake thinks he's got 10 outs, he might call. If he thinks, if he's got all 10 outs, well, no, he doesn't have all 10, he's got a lot of hard outs. But because of the front door hard draw, he might worry that some of his outs are dirty.
He does make the call.
Jake says yes.
He decides to get a little looser. There it is.
Disco. The old offsuit
Holy
jack.
crap. The non-heart. The non-heart, non-spade jack. Gina literally spews chips.
And ignition in 3, 2, 1. Bet is 175.
Stay calm. Stay calm. All in.
I like it.
got 7 and change.
And I genuinely don't know if Gina is saving some face here or legitimately debating calling 700 with a pair of threes. The problem with Gina has hearts in her hand, so she's blocking the only front door draw.
Yeah. It's hard to put on. It's definitely hard to put anybody on a busted flush draw when you have a busted.
Yes. 5-6 bricked off, but is Jake 3-betting 5-6? Now we saw him flat 5-6 earlier. Would he pick this board to specifically rep Ace-King with a busted 5-6? I gotta think that mostly just saving face here. But I wouldn't put it past her.
She asks, did you happen to pick up Ace-King on the button?
BGR Chan, I'll shave my head if she calls. Finds the fold. Finds the fold.
He shakes his head, yes. I did find Ace-King on the button. He's all smiles now.
Lebsy22, welcome to the stream. We are streaming to you live from Stone's Gambling Hall just outside Sacramento, California. It is the 1-3 Veronica and Friends game that is playing with a $20 double straddle.
Sometimes 50.
Sometimes 50. Sometimes there's more booze than brains at the table, but who cares?
Most of the time. There's Mason. What were we not supposed to say? What were we not supposed to tell him?
Janet, what are we supposed to not tell Mason? We just saw Mason walk by.
There he goes.
Mason.
Mason, come here.
Come here.
Hey.
Mason.
Oh, that was weird because he started
turned and
looking
he
this
looked.
way, and it's like, how did he possibly hear us?
He's a wizard. Ace, Queen, 5, 2 diamonds. Gina has a flush draw. Frank hits a pair of queens. No one's got an ace.
Gina bets her flush draw out.
Frank gives up the pair of queens.
Frank asks Jen to spread the pot before he folds.
Port wine, yeah. Veronica did go a little card dead. She got it coolered a couple times. By coolered, I mean she got her money in bad, but what are you gonna do? Bigger in F9. Yeah, the last Veronica and Friends, that was an all-ladies game. That was pretty good. Button straddle. For those of you who've never played the button straddle, blinds do act first.
Makes it unbearable for the small blind to play anything.
Yep.
Not on this table, obviously.
Yeah, and Azan's gonna pick up aces in the in the natural big. And Azan just called. He's thinking Mike would have opened up from the cutoff here.
And nobody raises.
Jack 10 forward, 2 diamonds. And this hand is not developing the way Azan had envisioned it.
Absolutely not.
Mike bets, Frank calls, and check raise. What's going on? What's out there from Ozzy?
Oh, there's Frank's hand. I was going to say we don't see Frank's hand, but it was hidden over there in the corner. Now Ozzy decides to put some chips in the pot.
Frank shows him the 4. Mike moves the chips across.
Mike's just pushing the chips over. If you're just joining us, guys, this is Veronica and Friends, 1-3, no limit. I wouldn't even call it a 1-3. It's a big old mess of chippy potsies.
It's hard to describe this game to people. Like what is it? It's 1-3, but it's actually like, you know, often it's kind of like on fire, but it's not like a. People just don't care. People just do whatever.
Yeah, you can't say it plays like this game. It plays like that game.
No, because it doesn't play like hot. Like none of these games play like this. This plays like a
plays
home
like a
game.
hot mess.
It plays. Yeah,
That's a good way to describe it.
it's a home game where
game.
money's not real, right? We're all just get our money back at the end of the night. Like, okay, cool.
People are showing cards, heads up. People are button straddling. People are triple dead straddling $50.
Mike makes it 55 to go. Veronica's going to flat the button with ace-7 suited. And Gina, dominated by both players, will make the call. Mike flops the world. We need a turn spade to get in the action here. Mike's going to bet, and I like it.
Gina seeing one. Queen is the sickness. It was not the queen, though.
Was not.
So there you have the stacks. Veronica holding on to her $200.
Things have not gone well for her tonight. Not gone her way. She has historically cleaned up at this game. This time, this lineup, this cast of characters, and this deck has not done her any favors.
It's hard to keep up in this game if you're not hitting.
Alright, our next winner is this.
Frank says this game blows. They promised me action.
Congratulations, Hank. $150
Open to 20 from Veronica with the 3s.
Next draw.
And Friends giving Friends no love here. Azan puts in that 3-bet to 70.
And more bad news for Veronica. If it gets folded around to her, I think she folds. If it goes call, which it might, and it probably will, I don't see her folding.
Gina makes a call.
I'd like to see Harlan's hand there.
Ace, Queen, 8. Not the board Azan was envisioning when he 3-bet 10s on the button here.
Check, check. Another ace on the turn.
It's a good card for Azan. Less likely for Gina now to have the ace. Still losing the queen. Checks him again. Check, check. Queen.
Another queen.
Azan gets counterfeited, and Gina's king is going to play here.
Azan says, I believe this is a bad river, and checks.
Additional players in the workshop once again almost
Can't believe it.
Hey, yeah.
Anthony H. Workshop, thank you. Jim O. Workshop 25. Jim.
Live poker's rigged.
Understatement.
Workshop 25. Thank you. Sunny Workshop 25. Son. Thanks, son.
Is that me?
Oleg.
Is it supposed to be me?
Workshop 25. Oleg.
I can't tell.
What? That's awesome.
I can't tell.
Let me scroll over it. The name of it is LUL. LUL.
I have no idea.
Is that a real emote?
Must be.
That's awesome.
And AZ is here for 25 guys. We're going to have 5 on that list.
I punt for fun. Is Veronica in for 5K? Not yet, but she's not done.
And here they come. The Jake emote.
I like it.
When you get really close to it, it doesn't look like you as much, but yes, definitely from far away. Like right now, you're stroking your beard and it's great. Oh, that's too much. Oh, that's good. That's way good.
Ed bets 20 on ace 3-4 with the nut no pair.
Poker's
Gina,
happening.
Harlan, Mike. Is anyone folding? Frank's got an inside straight draw. I'll probably call as well.
He hits his 5. Harlan picks up this pot.
I punt for fun. This is table stakes. You can buy in up to the biggest stack. So I think right now you can buy in up to 2K.
Same call, Linda.
Yeah, right around there. Looks like 1.7.
The ace folded? No. Say it ain't so.
Someone had an ace?
Yeah, someone had ace 7.
Oh, man.
There we see Jenna Liz taking a walk around the table. Congratulations, her and Mason got married recently. Jenna, what were we supposed to tell Mason?
Oh, he's over there right now.
I know he's over there right now.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully the speakers are on.
Mason, guess what? What are we supposed to tell him?
I don't know. Blarney Stone.
Blarney Stone stories. The $20 straddle still is in effect. Frank's gonna limp in with the 4 deuce off. Do you know now? Do you remember now?
I don't know, but maybe they, like, on their honeymoon.
Maybe they Blarney stuff?
Yeah.
Did they go to Ireland for their honeymoon? I don't know.
I can't remember now.
Ah, hell. Ace 6-4. Frank hits his pair of 4s. Everyone else is bricked off.
That has to be it. Has to be it.
Or does she just know that Mason has done Blarney Stone things?
The unspeakable Blarney Stone things.
Frank, you're a beast.
Maybe it's don't tell him that he wasn't the first one to pee on it.
Oh, man.
Maybe he was really proud of himself.
Where's this guy located? Right here at Stone's Gambling Hall, sir. If you don't know about this place, you haven't played here, I don't know what your deal is.
Yeah, what's wrong
Come
with
on
you,
down.
man?
You're the next contestant on free money.
Sacramento, California.
Mason, what's the story here? What are we supposed to not tell you?
You're supposed to not tell me to go away.
He's all, what? Wait,
I
what?
don't know. Did somebody tell me to not tell you something?
No, someone told us to not tell you something.
Well, then why'd you call me over here?
You can tell us whatever you
You came
want.
over to tell me that you're not going to tell me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't me. Don't
yeah.
look at me like I was part of this.
Now I'm intrigued.
How's the action out there? How's the action out there?
Well, it's probably a lot better on your game than it is on the 2 I just know.
Yeah, this game's insane. This game's good.
I'd like to get on that game.
I think everyone with a pulse would like to get on that game right now.
Absolutely. This is not a bomb pot. This is a real pot. Right on, brother.
This is a real pot despite everyone being in it. 7s, 6s, ace deuce, ace 10, king 10. Lots of 10s, lots of pairs.
Bigger than F9.
Couple
Jake.
aces.
Brent called in sick last night. He's in Reno.
There he is, that handsome voice, Jenna says. You saw Brent and Reno last night, huh?
And there's 7:38 in pre. 3, 4, 5. Azan's got 2 of the 6s. And Harlan, who got this show started with ace deuce.
The bicycle.
And here comes Frank.
Chugga chugga, chugga chugga. That is not a tank noise, for the record. It's
2
not
and a
Frank
quarter.
the train, it's Frank the tank.
Jenkins, your 367 round. Jenkins,
All
Azan
in
is
from Azan.
all in.
This might get weird.
Holy crap.
Harlan.
Oh my goodness. What is happening? Frank's got 2 of Azan's outs.
Azan's got 2 of Frank's outs.
Yeah.
But Frank can fold now. Azan already oopsied all over the table. Oh my goodness.
It would have been really interesting. Mike's saying he folded 6-7 pre-flop. I didn't see. So that means there's only 1 7 left. 4.
Azan picks up a few outs.
No, upside down. I don't recall, but Mike said he folded 6-7.
I didn't see Mike. I didn't pay attention to Mike's hand. This game is the sickness.
Wow.
Just a reminder, guys, this is a 1-3 game. Officially. I mean, in reality, we all see what's going on here, but I think we found the saddest part of the table right here.
Yep.
Yikes.
Harlan, once again, crushing it.
That is Jake in seat 9. Killer table leg. Jacob, as he's officially going by tonight. I apologize for the times that I called him Jake.
It's so confusing.
Jerome, your 1367. Jerome.
So, Harlan said he just looked at the ace when he raised that pot.
Yes,
He
that's
took down that pot because he didn't look at the other card. He took that pot down because he didn't look at the other card, raised, got Mike to fold the flopped nuts,
yikes.
and flops the low end.
Harlan only looks at the ace. And then happy birthday. Speaking of the ace and the deuce, there they are again.
Now he's saying if I had looked at the other one, I wouldn't have even played the hand. That's what he said.
I absolutely believe him. I think he's being totally genuine there.
Yeah.
I don't think he's not trying to needle. I don't think he's not lying. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see Harlan playing ace, trying to play bigger pots with ace deuce out of position.
He's not bragging that he's putting in the chips. He's just
Yeah.
saying how unreal it is that that actually played that way.
Punt for fun. This game will be going on well after the stream ends. If you want to get in the game, look up message Veronica on Twitter. She is @_angry_Polak.
Yeah.
Angry Polak on Twitter. Message her. Message Justin Caritis. Stones Gambling. If you haven't played here, I don't know. You gotta just come here just to play. 1-3 gone wild. There it is. One, 3, 10, 20.
Mike's still on tilt. over the pot that could have been.
Like you read about. $20 call.
Vino's on the table.
It's good for you. And Frank's option in the double straddle picks up 10s.
Frank hasn't looked at his hand yet. He's offering wine first. Maybe he had. He had looked at his hand.
Oh, God, on the Mike and Frank show.
The Mike and Frank show. Mike says if Paul was dealing, he would make this call. For the record, that's not Paul. He makes the call.
It is Jen, and Jen's one of the best.
5 high board.
Mike's
4,
got
4, 5.
2 overs to the board and an inside straight draw. He might not fold yet.
Photo op. Apparently, the best time to take photos is when
When you're in the middle of a hand.
when you're in the middle of a $400 pot. 325 is the bet.
Frank raising a bottle of wine.
Azan with a rebuy.
And rebuys it on large.
2.6.
225 and Frank gets
Frank says I had a flush draw and shows the 10 of hearts.
Oh, and it's a great thing about this game. It's table stakes. You just saw Azan reload for another. Look like another
It
2,500.
says Veronica is 3.2. That is highly inaccurate. Believe they gave those 2.2. Looks like 2.7 now. Oh, actually, we bought 2.6 more. So they added that 2.6 for the wrong player. It looks like. To be fair, the chips have always went in front of Veronica and then scooted over to Azan. Aces. Ed calls 20 with aces.
And flops top set.
Yikers.
Real tough for me to get paid on ace 8-3. It was Harlan's button. I think Harlan button straddle. You might have been counting on Harlan to get a little loose.
Ed pretends like he's not paying too much attention checks. Mike is still talking about the hand that could have been.
Harlan folds the inside straight draw.
Wow. I can officially say Ed is running bad.
Yeah. It's real.
That is running way bad. Alicia's got to be getting bored at this point. I haven't seen her in a pot in a while.
Everything's been open and 3-bet and everything in front of her. I haven't seen her have a lot of cards to work with either. But that doesn't stop some of these other players from pretending to have good cards. And Frank's got the
with
kings.
Kings, I said.
If Mike's not folding 8-7 to Frank, he's not folding ace-jack. Let's get that out of the way right now. Mind you, the difference is Mike, 7-8's rarely ever dominated by Frank when Frank opens that large early. Ace-jack sometimes is.
Yeah, that's true.
Now with Ed calling, I'm good. I'm okay.
King.
And I don't see how Frank is paid off with top set.
Mike's saying, what's up? Why did you check just now?
Ed will oblige. No.
Ooh.
Jack ball.
Mike does not want to see this.
Mike should be checking.
He's very like we were saying earlier. Remember that hand where Frank flopped the world and pushed it in? Mike is now seeing that he checked that Frank checked the flop, and he's thinking this is way fishy. Like, why do you raise pre-flop, check the flop? Frank never does that.
Mike can just cold fold right now. We turned a pair, but it's a 3-bet pot on ace, king, queen, jack. What is Frank checking back flop betting 200 with here that we're out ahead of it? I mean, if he's got like... I mean, I don't think he'd even bet pocket 10s. I think Mike can just fold. Yeah. He does.
If Frank bets the flop there...
He's got a better chance of getting called.
Yeah,
he
Mike flips a card
Don't worry,
over
Mike.
And fist pumps. Don't worry, Mike. There's more than just one of them. Yeah, if I strongly believe that if Frank bets the flop there, Mike thinks he's ahead after hitting that jack.
And or like I said, well, he's gonna get more action out of Mike if he bets flop.
Chris for the 1-3-0. Chris for the 1-3.
The downside is that you hit it when you flop big like that, and then you do bet, and then everyone just folds. You think, God, why didn't I just check back and hope that someone hit something? We're always, we tend to be hindsight, or results oriented in our analysis.
Yeah. Frank did that earlier. He spewed chips when he flopped the nuts, and he got action because of it.
Yeah. Harlan makes it 65 to go. Can't get any love.
Yes, Taylor is a guy.
Dynablade, Alicia must be getting bored, but love the discipline. She's checked her phone the least out of everyone at a table. I do like that.
Let's get that in the official stats. Boyish charm with no beard.
bro.
Exactly.
We've already talked about this. We've already just,
we had that talk.
we have this talk.
Chris, second call, 1-3, Chris, 1-3-1.
More wine being thrown around the table. 10-9 tray. Inside straight draw, 2 overs for Ed.
Harlan has what he thinks is the nuts.
Pair of threes and a backdoor club draw. I was unaware of this table with this crowd that's not in the nuts.
Heads up, king for Ed and Harlan.
Two pair for Harlan. You might get Ed in a little trouble
now. 7 of diamonds. Check.
Ed is not checking queen 10 here. He's no reason for him to suspect that he has backdoor diamonds. Harlan should be betting. He does.
Man, there's no way Ed gets away from this.
Ed will probably pay him off. $175 from Harlan. Now Harlan doesn't like to see him cut out a raise.
Raising chips.
No, there's the call. He'd much rather see a call here.
Call.
There it is. King's up. Poker alive and well.
Dealer change. Bomb pot coming in.
Yeah.
No, you're good, man. I didn't think you were being disrespectful. I did shave my beard recently, so. That's how to put. That's how I put you on tilt, apparently.
Bomb pots.
Harlan's the chip leader, and I am beardless.
Oh, Jesus, kill me. $20 bomb pot. Raise in the box. Everyone will see a flop, and then Harlan will win. Like, that's just how poker goes here at Stones. Frank showing off his dance moves.
Frank is singing Little Mermaid. He's giving his best Sebastian impression. Under the sea.
Card ended up on the rail.
Frank's got a pretty good hand.
Pretty good hand for a bomb pot.
Means nothing. See what I mean?
7-5-4.
7-5. Jacob's got 2 pair.
Zon's got clubs. Alicia's open-ended.
Alicia's open-ended. Jacob's got 2 pair. Gina's got a gut shot.
There's 180 in the pot.
Can you find me a different game? They're not even ready for my level of play. They're not even ready.
Not even ready, Frank.
Not even ready, man.
Go get him, brother.
I'm taking it down. Taking it down.
So much booze. So much booze. Jacob bets 140.
He's been drinking?
Something tells me.
Hard to believe.
Ozzy makes a call.
Didn't realize you were in the splash zone. You should have been like, say it, don't spray it, Frank.
Azan turns a gut shot to go along with his club draw. I'm sorry, a double gut shot. He already had a gut shot off the flop. Double gutter and a flush draw for Azan. 2 pair for Jacob.
You can see Azan's outs on the top of the screen. He's got 11 outs. The 6 of diamonds, jack of clubs, 9 of clubs were folded.
Ozzy's not folding, we know that. He's gonna put it in. Ozzy check
All
shoves. And he's gonna put Jake to the test here.
Wow. We might be here a little bit.
Azan could have flopped the nuts. Azan can have hands like Jack 7. With second and third pair here,
I can't call this.
if Azan just had a Jack high flush on and turned a pair with the club draw, he'd probably just call. This is not an easy call for Jake. And it's not just because of the money, it's because, like, it's a bomb pot. So, I mean, there's random hands in play here. Like I said, Jack 5, Jack 7, Jack 4.
He could have anything. Like
Azan,
we said before, the ranges are unlimited.
It's unlikely that Azan would check call with a 5 or a 4, just a 5 or a 4. So Jack 5, Jack 4, we might take that away, that he would call 140 with those hands. Jack 7, though, is a hand. He could have 360 nuts.
Bold.
And he gets Jacob to lay down the 2 pair. Azan getting aggressive on the turn pays off here.
A rabbit hunt? Come on. Rabbit it. Rabbit hunt. Do it,
Yeah.
please. Somebody kick in the nickel.
We know Azan's not going to do it. Azan just wants to pretend that he had it already.
I believe he showed. It sounds hard to believe that Azan showed his hand there, but I heard Harlan say you realize you have nothing, right? And Azan said I had a double gutter with a flush draw. So he may have shown his cards there.
LebZ22, how can you fold 2 pair? I don't know.
Easily.
It's tough, but I mean, it's also, I mean, mind you, Azan and Jake have a lot of hours playing together. The other thing, okay, well, I mean, Azan called 140 off the flop. What are worst hands? Okay, if you're Jake, what are worst hands that Azan is check raising or check shoving the turn with? If Azan had just Jack X of clubs, he'd probably be happy just to check call. He's talking check call a flush draw. If he turns showdown value, there's no need for him to get to lose his mind with 1 pair on the turn. If you're Jake, you gotta be like, what is Azan? What are worse hands that Azan is check shoving the turn with? It's not a lot of worse hands.
And the hardest part was it was a bomb pot. You automatically kick your money in and see a flop.
Yeah.
In a bomb pot.
Yeah, there's extra hands Azan can have.
There's so many nut hands that he has there.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, down later he can have any of the Jack 2 pairs. I'd be less inclined to considering Jacob's sizing on the flop, that I mean they have like Jack 5, Jack 4s, because I don't think Azan's gonna be calling a 5 or a 4.
Yeah.
With it versus that sizing, but I don't think he's gonna just be check folding top pair in a bomb pot with a good kicker, because Jake's gonna be betting all of his 7s. Jake's gonna bet 7, 8, 7, 9. All the 7s, so for Azan to be check folding a hand like Jack 7 is out of the question. So Azan can definitely have Jack 7. He can definitely have the 6-3, the 6, 8, or was the other nut hand. He can have some sets.
Yeah, and you're right. If he just hits his Jack, even if he thinks he's ahead, he's not gonna check raise there.
It's not an easy call. I'm not gonna say that. Oh yeah, it's a good fold or I would fold too, but it's not just like, oh my god, you have to call off there. I don't think that's the case either. If Jake would have called, I would not have been opposed to anything, because Azan can have some combo draws that pick up equity on the turn, or well, yeah, any like 9, 10. Any of the gut shot with club draws that pick up on the turn. So that would be 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 8 of clubs.
Way too difficult.
A lot of hands.
Like I said before, I'm probably folding there.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, if Azan had a hand like Jack 7 and he did that, would you be saying the same thing? Oh my god, how do you fold 7-5 there? Or would you be saying, wow, what a great laydown? I mean, I'm not trying to climb to the top of the water tower to defend Jake's honor here. I'm just saying it's not an easy call with that board against, especially when you take into account the sizing of the bets on the flop. Yeah. It's just not easy.
There's some players at the table that I call that.
There's a lot of players at this table I call. Azan and or Jake, they're not either one of those players that I'm just snap doing that. Like, if one of these other people like did that, I'm probably calling. Because now I think they could just have a Jack with a flush draw. Yeah. I don't think Ozzy or Jake would do that with just one pair and a flush draw. I think they would just take their showdown value and go to war with it. If Veronica does that to me, I can't get my chips in the pot fast enough. I mean, she probably has the best hand, but she's running so bad. I mean, how can I lose, right?
You'll hit your one-outer.
Yeah. Ace, Jack, deuce. Both Mike and Harlan hit the Jack here. Frank's got a pair of aces.
Mike bets out with middle pair. Frank has ace 9. He's got a pair of aces. He calls. Alicia is not getting hands.
No.
3.
Well, and Azan's been opening everything in front of her as well.
That's true.
Yeah, Azan has opened quite a few hands. Mike's betting the jack here. Harlan knows that Mike can be light. He makes the call with the same hand. Oh no, I'm sorry. Frank makes the call.
Harlan folds.
Too many people in this pot. Frank makes the call with the ace. Two pair Frank. There's now one more
Mike
jack
can
hand that Mike
hopefully
can't
find
beat.
a check now. He does.
300 from the Frank.
Oh. He just bet 300 into a $400 pot, and Mike is thinking about it because it's so big.
Mike thinks that Frank could legitimately have a hand like King Queen. Shows a 9 and a piece.
Shows the 9 only.
And a piece of Mike dies. Flashes the ace. Lets his buddy know it's okay.
Oh,
okay.
that's so good. He went from thinking that he only hit the 9 on the river and bet it to, there you go, I'm not going to be that mean.
Ace is up. Oh, hello.
Hi.
What are we supposed to not tell Mason?
I'll tell you later.
All right.
I'll tell you later.
All right.
They're once again, they're needling Jake. How did you make this lineup?
It's brutal.
They're still trying to figure out how Jacob made the cut.
This is Jacob's first 1-3 Veronica and friends. And until you play this game, I mean,
Once? You only have to
I
play
don't
it
know
once
how
to
ready
realize it.
you can be for this game until you've played it. World 23-23, it is one. This is technically a 1-3 game. It is not playing as such, as you might take notice.
Probably have figured
As
out by
the
now.
double straddle has been the $20 double straddle, an occasional $50 triple straddle has been in effect. Jacob opens to 50 with the ace jack. Mike and Ed McCall 10-8-3.
Mike has the best of it now.
And Ed is just gonna lead here with the ace queen on 10-8-3 into two opponents. This might save Jacob the c-bet here with Mike behind him with a pair of 10s, as now Jacob does have to worry about Mike, one player leading into him, and then two, Mike being behind him.
Mike's gonna put chips in.
OP00, welcome to the stream. Veronica is the blonde in seat 3. And professional day drinker, yes. Poker player, that's debatable. Ed is going to double barrel here. I think Mike's kicker's a little too good here to fold yet. And you just
ball.
barrel till you get there. It does complete front door clubs.
All in.
Mike takes his pair of 10s.
Crap.
He thinks Ed doesn't like the club. He doesn't.
Ed makes the call?
Ed calls.
Mike cannot believe he called.
I can't believe Mike shoved. Ed's sizing might have indicated some sort of like, okay, weakness there or apprehension when the club comes off. Does he? Mike's got, I mean, the second best, I mean, is he trying to get him to fold ace 10? I mean, that's the only, we beat all the other 10s. Maybe he folds 10-8 because he loses to queen 10 and clubs, but if he's calling ace queen, then he's not folding 10-8. I'm confused by the shove. I thought the club would be
Mike was repping clubs.
Mike's saving grace here. I just know we don't need to. We have a 10 with a pretty good kicker. versus that sizing. I mean, the sizing might have looked as if Ed was apprehensive to put money in, and Mike just maybe autopilot at weakness attack. I don't know. That's just so strange to shove there. I think
that was a weird hand in general, like all around. Barrel, 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 get there,
blast,
call, all in. Wow.
Hats off to Ed for being a big call. I mean, because the way the hand played out, Mike can very easily have all the club draws. His club gets there, Mike shoves. I mean, not an easy call for Ed to make.
Wow, and he made it. He made it fairly quickly. He didn't ask for a count. Whew. Shit's real.
I don't know what this is anymore. I believe that's Arcadi on the rail, our railbird.
Looks like it.
It's open to 35 from Azan with pocket fives. Harlan, Gina, and Alicia do make the call. Three-way, Jack 6-6. Azan still has the best of it here.
Gina and Harlan backdoor clubs.
Azan's gonna go ahead and continue here with the best hand. Hey-ya. Woo. I'm still like blown away here on what happened on that river. I'm just, sometimes the wine, the
makes
rivers
you shove. Wow.
Well, once again, we've said this before, but if you're trying to make sense of the things that are happening in this game, it's just not.
It's tough.
Yeah, like forget about it. It's not going to happen.
It's pretty insane that Mike shoved. It's pretty insane that Ed called.
That said, Backstraddle's back to play now. Anyone who watches this stream, Mike's probably going to get all his river nut shoves paid off in the future.
Harlan finds ace-king first to act on the small blind after the button straddle. Veronica checks queen jack. Zahn with ducks.
Shinsuke Waka Waka, welcome to the stream.
Gina makes a call with queen 10 of clubs.
I like it. I like it.
There's a 10 in the window. Too many diamonds. Harlan can't hate that flop.
Azan's trying to figure out how we can bluff at this. I don't think he can. Trouble a brewing.
And we're not talking about cards.
Checks to Gina. My God. Rocket, what are you doing?
Drinks are barreling.
It is Wine Wednesday.
Wine Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen.
Gina bets 120.
I wish I could have turned the camera around for a second.
We just got flashed here in the booth again. Harlan with the ace of diamonds. 2 overs in the nut flush draw.
Some people just can't resist the penalty box.
Kevin K for the Stones Live table. Kevin K.
Harlan's gonna make this call, more than likely.
Jamie.
Harlan probably is gonna raise.
He may raise.
Asa, the
Even more chips. 5? Big raise.
Ricky for the Stones Live. Ricky.
490 total.
490. I would not put it past Gina to shove here. Considering the history between her and Harlan and how this game's played, I don't think Gina's... Nothing would surprise me here. All the options of open to Gina, nothing would surprise me if she found a fold here. Queen 8-6, all diamonds. Harlan can easily have an overpair with a diamond. If he's got 2 overs and a diamond, that would make him a... Well, he's blocking the queen. Flush, counter, draw. 57. Oh, it's because we can see. Oh, because we can see we're counting for 3 diamonds being taken out. So normally, 2 overs and a flush draw, he'd be a slight favorite here. But because we are taking into account that the 9, 7, and 5 of diamonds were folded out pre, it does make Harlan technically a 43% dog here. Gina, we're live. No spoilers. Later. Good people here at Stones. The graphic says that she has 714 behind. As pointed out, she has way more than that. She's got 1,000, looks like maybe 1,400 back. It wouldn't surprise, and he said if Harlan's got 2 overs and a flush draw, he would be a favorite here. No, he said, not taking into account the 9, 7, 5 being diamonds being taken out. So it wouldn't be surprising if she folded.
Those in his mind.
In her mind, yeah.
Or in her mind. Or his mind.
So it wouldn't surprise me if Gina folded. I could see her calling and then maybe seeing just what happened, what Harlan does on the turn. If he checks turn or blasts, and she might just decide, hey, well, I think he's full of shit, and I just want to see a non-diamond come off on the turn before I get my money in. Or I could see her just like, hey, this guy's, getting a little froggy here, and I'm just gonna blast it into him. She's thought about this a long time. At this rate, it's hard to put her on a strong hand when she thinks this long.
Absolutely
So
not.
if I'm Harlan, I think no matter what she does here, I'm firing and firing hard on the turn. If she decides to just call for some reason, I am blasting the turn.
Jamming every turn if she makes this call.
And she's never doing this super strong when she takes this much time. And at this point, when she takes this much time,
The only thing she's doing is shoving or folding right
yeah,
now.
and now
right?
you have to either shove or fold. She shows Harlan. Gina felt like there was something going on.
The only time you show there is when you're begging Harlan to show his hand. Wow. All right, guys.
Wow. What a stream. What a game.
Yeah.
The 1-3 Veronica and Friends does not disappoint.
No, never.
Some crazy hands, some crazy moves. You can't make sense of any of it.
No.
But what a game.
We tried. We tried, but
yeah.
But you're right. The wine is strong with these ones.
Oh god, so strong. We got our Quantum tournament coming up November 14th through the 19th. That is a 6-flight tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
6-day ones.
6-day ones. You can buy directly into day 2. We also have
through G.
Our Western Senior Poker Series tournament coming up this Sunday. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, this Sunday, Western Senior Poker Series Championship here at Stones. And
Giving away a cruise.
Poker
cruise for 2.
Gotta dig that. Gonna be a lot of fun. Other than that, tune in on Monday, or this Sunday will be.
This Sunday will be final table
for the
final
Western
table
Senior
stream.
Series.
Yeah.
And then Monday we'll be back streaming some 5-5, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
Taylor, grow your beard out, bro. Right on, guys. All right. Good night. Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.